Well, hello everybody, and welcome to AF Not 40K here on the Loading Ready Run Network. I'm Ben. Joining me this week, we've got Funko.
Hello, g'day. G'day is the...
Thank you. Yeah.
I gotta be on brand.
I'd be very upset.
Yeah. G'day, mate.
And who else would I bring in for? We're finding a way to inject tabletop war games into every facet of Loading Ready Run. And I'm really excited because we're checking out Warcry today. This is the fantasy Age of Sigmar version of Kill Team.
I was gonna say, is this the first fantasy Warhammer on the channel?
Yeah, I mean, technically Cam has been painting Silver Tower for almost a decade now.
Okay. That sounds like my painting.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll ever actually play Silver Tower, but you know, the models are somewhere on set.
The Blackstone box is there.
Yeah. So and is HeroQuest is technically GW.
I believe HeroQuest technically takes place somewhere within the Games Workshop universe. Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go. So, but this is the first, I would say, fantasy, pure, obviously this is Sigmar stuff.
Yeah.
I think that we've done on camera, and I'm really excited to give it a go. Before we get into everything, a massive shout out, as we're going to be showing these off in a sec. The terrain and 4 kill teams were provided by a very good buddy of mine, Paul, secretly Paul in chat, if he's hanging out here. He, as a surprise, was like, yeah, I painted you 4 kill teams and a whole box of terrain.
Warcry warbands.
Warcry warbands, I should say. Yes.
Got to be on brand with the logo.
Yeah. So
it's one of the most confusing things about being a Warhammer fan is if you play lots of disciplines, is
you got to know the exact name for each and everything. So yeah, free painted minis, huzzah! I'm really pumped to show them off and teach everybody how to play, because frankly, if Kill Team is a little bit too much for you, this seems like so bring down. First off, I mean, the line of sight and shooting, even though this is very obviously melee focused and stuff like that, shooting is, can you see? Cool. Aren't they behind something? They're a little tougher. That's it. There's no rigmarole or anything like that. So yeah, and they have an ability system. We'll talk about all that. But before we get into everything, a reminder that this stream is brought to you by Whomst over at our Patreon. At patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, you're the reason we're able to do all this kind of stuff, so we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You can also check out our store at store.loadingreadyrun.com, where we got all kinds of great merch that you can purchase with $1 reduce inside your bank account. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, what up YouTube? Do you want to see more Warcry or more fantasy related things? Let us know. We have a box of Underworlds up there.
Yeah.
At some point, I'll crack it open. Underworld seems really interesting too.
It's cool, yeah. It's closer to a board game, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's like half board game, half miniature game.
Yeah, well, and the one that we have has the Night Haunt in it, which if I played Sigmar, would be the team that I would play, despite the fact that, from my understanding, they're ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about Sigmar at all. I like the Ironjaw orcs because they're just orcs covered in plate armor.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, that's me.
They seem like orcs but bigger.
Yep.
Almost. What if you, instead of boys, could just have knobs as your entire team? Kind of seems like the style. But
that's the cool thing about Fantasy Warhammer, because we played a lot of Kill Team. We played a lot of 40k.
Yeah.
The Age of Sigmar, in that's Warcry, that's Underworlds, that's actual Age of Sigmar. The sculpts for the models are actually incredible.
They're super cool. Yeah.
Really
well, and that's
good.
the thing. A couple people were like, I would have had Ben on ogres or something, because I like the big thick. I like thick models. I like high wound counts and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But some of the you wouldn't expect it because they don't seem like my aesthetic. The Sylvaneth are freaking sick.
Yeah.
They're so cool looking in 40k.
Yeah,
So
they're very nature. They're covered in bees and
yeah,
stuff.
well, and they're like tree people. They just put out that new model that's that dude on the back of a beetle that's just like
beetle,
yeah, oh man, Sigmar is what I would be playing if there was more interest, I think, in it. But either way, I'm really pumped to give out this go. So yeah, if you want to see more, let us know down below, and we'll see about getting more of this on here. But I figured it made sense for us to play this before Funko leaves us, because you got a month or two left.
So I've got the rest of this month, which is my birthday month, and then March basically, and then I'm out of here. because the government said, you must
You
leave now.
had to leave.
You must leave.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for your money. Please go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Paul's in chat. Yeah, we were just saying shout out to Paul for doing all this. So yeah, I think that's all the housekeeping and stuff. Let's talk about Warcry.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the rules. And I don't want to do like a huge big lowdown, but the fun part is you don't have to. Really, the game is quite a bit simpler, I think, than Kill Team.
Rather than simple, I would say it's more straightforward.
Straightforward, yes, because there's definitely finicky bits here and there that I think are going to be
depth to the game.
I would say movement is a little bit more finicky in this one, which is really, really interesting. The term "move normally" is very key.
Okay.
So because there are finagly things where technically a disengage is making you move normally, which does not include things like climbing and dropping and stuff. So if you put somebody up against like a platform on the wall or something like that, they technically can't disengage from you.
Right.
So little finicky things here and there.
Because you can't move through models.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So this is both of our first time ever playing. So we're going to make mistakes. We're going to be learning alongside with you. And if you're an expert in it, feel free to let us know. Just make sure you're precisely correct before you do that. Double check your things. So the game is basically played where we are attempting to, just like any of these skirmish games, get objective points or points. And in this one, I decided to go with the easiest of all the missions that I could see in the match thing, which is at the end of each battle round, we calculate whomst killed the most things so it's however many models died, count the wound totals. And the higher wound total, that person gets one victory point. And at 4, it's over. So it's going to be a low scoring game, just us kind of jamming bodies against each other and stuff. How we've deployed on this is we have 2 sections in the center, and then off of in round 2, we'll have a secondary deployment of friends coming on in to assist. So how does the game actually get played? Very, very simply, the key feature that's going to happen on this is at the start of a round, we are going to be taking 6 dice and rolling all 6 of them. And we could probably just play this as we're going around. So this would start as we've already deployed, and we'll talk about what that means later, but let's kind of go through what's going on here. First thing we do is we roll 6 dice in the initiative phase. Wow, sometimes things are like that. So then what you want to do is picture Yahtzee in your mind's eye and start putting things together. So in my case, I have 2 doubles and 2 singles.
I have 3 doubles.
That seems pretty good. That seems pretty good for you. Now, some things later on are going to care about what numbers on those dice, which is kind of shit for me. But for the most part, things are just going to care about the doubles and singles and all that kind of jazz. And the reason that is, Paul, could you bring up one of the ability sheets for one of our teams?
Yes.
There we go. Perfect. Look at this. So this is my team, the Rotmeyer Creed. And what this is during one of the activations for our models, we can choose to spend these dice on these abilities. And the ones who can use those abilities are dependent on the symbols that are on the cards themselves. So as you can see, every single one on mine has this big skull. That's my faction symbol. So that means is anything that has a skull on it, like those first 2, my guys can just use. Any one of my models can. But certain models will be able to use these other abilities that are on the side there. So like my scout ones can use the blowpipe and stuff like that. So that is what the doubles and the triples and the initiative kind of thing means here. What also happens here is you noted that, so Funko got 3 doubles. I got 2 doubles and 2 singles. The person who gets the initiative for the round is the person who rolled the most singles. So in this case, I'm going to get the initiative. And what that actually means, and is very key, is I can choose if you get to go first or not. That's very key. The initiative just sort of means that you get to make that decision. Which I think is very cool. So in this case, I don't actually know what's better. Like, how far are you away? Like, how close can I move? Interesting. Yeah. I don't know what's the best way to go. I think maybe to like give you it? Question mark?
That was the first thing I
Yeah.
thought. I was like, I would just give it away because I'm confused, and I was like, you figure it out.
Yeah. So I think I'm supposed to give Funko the first move.
With the initiative, there's one extra thing, which is we get wild dice.
Yes. So at this stage, I am saying, so I have the initiative, right? So now what happened, and this happens every single round, each of us is given one wild dice. And you can choose to either spend that now or save it for future rounds. But this is the phase in which you would be using said wild dice.
Yep.
So the wild dice can be used on any number of things, mainly adding a number to your roll. So in this case, if, for example, I wanted to turn one of my doubles into a triple, I could say, yeah, I'm going to spend that and put this 2 in here, and now that's a triple.
Yeah.
Or if I really wanted to try and make sure I get the initiative, I could add like an extra dice in on here.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't matter because I'm 2 up to his 1. But that's what it is, and you can choose to spend it now or not. I'm not doing anything with mine.
And you can only do one. So you can only add one wild dice to go. So you can go for, like, I could turn a double into a triple, but if I had 2 wild dice, I couldn't turn a double into a quad. That's not allowed.
Yeah.
You can then, it does not going to work here because I don't have enough wild dice, but I could have spent mine to try and seize the initiative from Ben. He has 2 singles. If I had 3 wild dice, for example, I could choose to play them as 3 singles and try and steal it off him. And I think, is that then I get to roll for it, or is that if we equal?
If we tie, you'd get to roll for it.
Okay, so I could only spend, I could spend 2 wild dice and then try and hope the die roll goes my way.
So this is just a fancy way of saying who gets to go first and abilities that are going to happen later.
Yeah, it's a neat little system.
Yeah. So Funko's going to have more abilities during this round, but I get to, I got to pick. I have the initiative technically, right? So yeah, that's great. So that's the initiative phase. We're gonna leave it at. I'm not spending my wild dice. Are you spending yours?
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to look at more of my furious thing. You know what? Sure. I'll make my 4 a triple. Are we just going to use this as the start of the game and go from here?
Yeah, I think so. Well, so now what I think is this is actually a great time to introduce the characters, like the models themselves on there. Okay. So we've established that Funko's going to be moving one of their dudes first. Let's talk about what a model looks like. Paul, could you bring up my Wither Lord?
I guess I did put it on that one.
Let's do that. And we could probably also just put them here so you can see these great paint jobs.
Yeah, they're really good.
Perfect. Look at that. Yeah. So let's look at the dichotomy of a character profile, essentially. So what I love about What I love about Warcry is is that for the most part, every model's stat block is going to be the same no matter what. There's no fancy dancy anything, right? He's doing a little jiggle. So this is what a Witherlord model will always be, and he's my leader. So let's talk about what these numbers all mean. So that little like scythe hook thing, that's my weapon profile. So what that means is it's got a 2-inch range, which is very, very, very helpful. Most melee weapons only have a 1-inch range. So this is going to mean that I'm going to be able to do some gross little things at you. That 4 with the sword means that I roll 4 dice. It has 4 strength, and it does 3 5. So 3 on normal hits, 5 on critical hits. The strength corresponds basically to what do I need to roll to make sure that my hits go in. So you can see underneath the model's picture there's a little arrow. So that first 4 is how many inches it moves. The second 4 is its toughness. And what that is if let's say he was attacking himself, you would reference the strength versus the toughness on the model. So in this case, they both match, which means that you have to roll a 5 or a 6.
4 plus.
A 4 plus.
Yeah, it's a really simple system because if it matches, it's 4 plus. If the strength is higher than toughness, it's a 3 plus roll. If the toughness is higher than strength, it's a 5 plus roll.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. So if I'm hitting Funko, there's no defense rolls or anything like that. It's just, do I hit? Cool. And so if, let's say, I was making a roll here on my thing and I just rolled these 4 dice, cool. 1 crit would have gone through. So these are all 3s and 1s and stuff like that because I need a 4 or higher. 1 crit would go through, so I'd do 5 damage. Just like that. Nice and simple. So that's what a model looks like. So we can talk about, if you would like, each of these different models. I really only have 4 guys. And as we talked about, the Wither, the Rotmire, my whole thing is I'm kind of sticky, icky, gross. So I've also got these, oh God, what are their names? The Carrion Catchers. So the Carrion Catchers, this is their stat block there. They also have that 2 range. They're a 2/5 with 3 attacks and 4 strength. And yes, the little skull is their health. Thank you for that last little bit. So 12 wounds there is on there. So most of my guys are going to be 4 toughness and 4 movement. That's kind of their whole thing. Ben and the Gross Ones, name a more iconic duo. Yeah, that's how I live. So yeah, all of these guys are equipped with an Impaler. They have a different weapon that they could have if I wanted to use a different cool ability, but I've decided not to because that ability sucks, from my understanding. So I'm choosing not to do that and instead going with the better weapon profile. And then I've also got one of this Bigums guy. This is the bloated one. Look at this big guy. So the bloated one is thick. He's got 18 wounds, which is the big thing. But you can also see that on each of these, you see these little circles that have these symbols. So you see the one that's right on, kind of touching my the picture of the model. That's the faction rune mark. And then the other 2 little rune marks there are those things that correspond to the abilities that we were talking about earlier. So this guy can actually use 2 of my abilities that I have listed. In fact, he's the only one that can use them. If we're able to bring the abilities sheet back up there, Paul, you can see that he has access to the hooked net and the slashing attack. Those are the 2 big things. Yeah. I don't think we need to go through every single ability.
Well, as they come up, you know, because
we'll talk about what they can do. But that's to show you how the abilities work, kind of thing. So I've got one last model, and this is the one that I have the most of. These are my grunty grunts. These are the Mirefolk Outcast with Bile Blood Weapon and Shield. They don't really have, the names don't roll off the tongue.
Can we just call them Old Bloaty?
Yeah, Mirefolk Outcast with Bile Blood Weapon and Shield. An autobiography.
I'm killing him first.
Yeah, so I have about 6 of these dudes, I think. How many? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So these are like your troops.
These are my grunts. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So they all have shields.
Right. 75 points. Okay. Yeah. I get it.
And these are my chaff.
Do these guys have blow darts as well?
Yes. So a very key thing. So now that I've actually shown you off all of my guys, I'll talk about what my kill team's going to try and do. So the main thing with the Rotmire is I have an ability that for a double, if I kill one of your guys with a melee attack, I can harvest you, essentially.
Okay.
The model can harvest that unit. And what that means is going forward, anytime I'm using one of my special abilities, if it references a value, the value is always max 6.
Okay.
So for example, blowpipe, which is the also big key thing that my guys do, is it's a ranged attack that I roll 2 dice, and for each 4+, I allocate a number of damage points to the fighter equal to the value of the ability. So if I spent a double and it was 2 2s, it would be 1 damage.
Right.
But in this case, if one of my guys had done a harvest, each blow dart is 3 damage from range.
Okay. Yep.
Which is gross. It's pretty gross.
Yep,
so my whole thing is going to be trying to kill a guy, harvest your juice, and then turn that into abilities.
Does that then benefit the model that did the harvesting, or like the whole team?
No, just the model that does the harvest.
Okay, so you've got to like micromanage.
My goal is going to be on my more elite units and my leader to do the harvest and then use their ability.
Okay. Yeah.
That's kind of going to be the whole shtick. They're sort of a combo-y guy like that. Yeah, harvesting does use a double though. Yeah. So I have to have a double ready to spend on that, which I did have here. Right, I was 2 2s and 2 1s. So yeah, I the first round or 2 is probably going to be me trying to kill something and get the juice, and then exploding, because that can be, it's any model that can do it. Even my little buddies can do it too. Okay. So Spending my slurp juice.
Now, does the guy harvesting have to be the same guy that killed the?
Yes.
Yeah. And you have to do it in the same turn.
So I want to get
feed kills.
I need to get the killing blow.
Generally speaking, the guy you're going to put it on is probably pretty badass in itself.
Yes.
I don't think you need to grunt in there to shiv
Yeah,
someone.
well, like I'd probably like to get it on my leader, and my leader's base profile is 3/5.
But that is relevant. Like if you do an attack and don't kill him,
Yeah.
and then are forced to well, I can't have to kill him now. Now it has to go on this other
Yeah.
dude, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what the models themselves look like. Do we want to go through like each of your guys?
Sure.
too?
I mean, I can't really speak. Like I've literally just had an hour to look at these.
Yeah,
yeah. So my team is the Dark Oath Savagers. There was some confusion.
So you thought it was savages.
Yeah.
I thought it was scavengers.
Yeah.
And
then
it turns
then
out
Paul did the overlay. We both came and went, huh, okay.
They split the difference.
they sure are savagers, whatever that means.
So this is my leader. He is, I guess his card probably says his name.
Oh my god, the old cards don't.
No, the back of this does.
Oh, perfect.
Slaughterborn with Great Axe.
Yeah, the naming convention is kind of.
Yeah, so and like I talked about this with Ben, like Games Workshop has had a habit. The reason I thought it was savages is because they've had a habit of calling different things savages. Like there's the savage orcs,
Yeah.
and it's kind of problematic. Like they have like war paint and like bones in their hair, and I'm not very cool with it at all.
It's the same reason why we'll never see the witch doctor again in Diablo.
Exactly. Yeah, there's like a real history of that stuff. So this is better, but they still have a long way to go. That's what I'm saying. So my team seems to be kind of like Berserker Marauder guys. Notably, while everyone of Ben's team has a blow dart, none of my team has. Oh, that's not true. The Sorcerer seems to have a ranged like spell.
Yeah.
But that's it. I have a Shaman who has a ranged ability. Everyone else is a melee chunker.
Your team seems like very unga bunga. Go hit me with
We're going to
things.
W key
Yeah.
across the map and try and get in combat. So my leader is just generally like most skirmish games, tougher and better than most of the others. But he does have an ability which is with his symbol. So on the card there you can see he's got the leader, which is the skull with the star behind it. That then gives him access to one of my abilities where he can make someone do a bonus move or fight.
That's cool.
So that's cool. Other than that, I think he just chop people with big axe. So and he looks great. So Paul did a great job.
Interesting. In the little picture, which is I guess from the Games Workshop.
Yes.
He's got a more sort of traditional barbarian thing. But
I love
dig this sort of.
I love the color scheme that Paul went on this.
I like the ash wastes. Because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
very much what I understand. This the setting for Warcry now is the Forest of Gur or something maybe. It's like a specific place in Age of Sigmar that seems very chaosy. So a lot of the teams right now are covered in like bones and spikes and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, super cool. But that's the leader. I don't know who on my team is kind of like, super cool thready. This guy has Wolverine claws, and it's kind of one of the reasons I picked this team.
the Wrathclaw, I think his name is.
Wrath Touched is his name.
Okay. He got touched by Wrath. So he's got a 1/5 profile, which is very interesting.
So he seems to be the Wolverine of the group because he has access using that flaming skull.
Cool.
It doesn't actually say what because they're kind of like classes. Like your ones were like Scout, Bruiser.
So I do have them on yours. So that
okay.
one is Berserker.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense. So his little symbol accesses Furious Rampage, which is a triple. I can roll a dice for each visible enemy fighter within 3 inches, and on a 3 to 4, allocate 1 damage point to the fighter being rolled, which is the small hit. The big hit is if on a 5 or 6, I can allocate a number of damage points to the fighter being rolled equal to the value of the triple used to play it.
So the funny thing is, I have that exact same ability, and it's on the big guy that I was talking. It's got a different name. In my case, I think mine's just called like slashing attack.
Oh,
so you've definitely got the name up on me, I think.
They were late to lunch.
Yeah,
on
there
that
it is,
day,
slashing attack.
They were late to lunch and just said slashing
Sure,
attack.
slashing attack. Yeah, you know what it does.
Yeah. So that's him, and that was one of the reasons I picked the team because he looked like Wolverine. So.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. And so you've got a bunch of different kind of.
And then there's like a little dudes with shields and stuff. So we've got I don't know if you can see on the wide shot. Ben and I have some that are off the board.
That was a cool shot. I like that.
the hell was that?
I know that was the multi-out, but that was dope to look at for a brief moment.
That looked like imagine if the kill team was like that, where you had one feature game and then just every other game.
Oh
happening,
man, that'd be a lot.
like
yeah.
a sports betting grid. Yeah. So we've got some off the board. So the same way we do in Kill Team, the groups, the deployment is split into different groups. And then with Warcry, we have one unit here, which is my 4 squad, and then Ben's guys at the back, and they'll come on
in the second round.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So basically, after the initiative round is the deployment round, if there is one that is required, and then you go into the combat. So those are our teams. Yeah. Those are the teams. Now let's talk about how you actually play.
Sure.
So on your turn, each unit in this game, everybody's just got a spread action point value of 2.
Yep.
So each one of your models can do 2 things. The things are move, attack, disengage, or wait. Mm-hmm. Moving is exactly what it says on the tin. You move equal to the number that's on it. In our case, I think is 4.
Yep.
Is 4 inches is kind of the basic one that you would end up doing. Mm-hmm. Within movement are things like climbing and jumping and all that kind of jazz. And we can kind of get into that as it goes, but that's kind of the key thing. And each time you do one of these things, it costs 1 point to do so. And unlike Kill Team, you can just do things twice.
Yeah.
If you want to double move, double move. You want to double shoot or attack, double attack. Mm-hmm. Don't matter. Yeah. So basically that's the thing. Attacking is what we talked about earlier, doing the rolls and stuff like that. Disengage is a version of movement where you get to move up to 3 inches normal styles away from something. So if you kind of get locked up, you can't do things like climbing and whatnot. And you cannot be within a triangle. I'm going to do this. 1 inch, god damn it, of another model. You're literally trying to get away.
Yep.
And then there's waiting, and waiting is really interesting. What waiting does is you spend 1 action point to essentially have that unit act later in it. And when they go later, they will only have 1 action point left. But this is really helpful because we talked about the abilities. Abilities don't count as using an action point. So as an example, I could activate a unit. If something's nearby, I could blow dart it and then wait. And then later, if I decide to activate that again, because it counts technically as a new activation, I could blow dart again. Because you can only use an ability once per activation. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how you could double up. And Funko has an ability that I think he'll be trying to do that using his shaman and stuff. But that's how the game goes.
Yes, that's meant.
And we just go back and forth, activating dudes until we've got none left. We both pass, so we move on to the next round. And like we said, there's 4 rounds. That's it.
Pretty much it, yeah.
There are, I guess last thing that we should talk about are reactions. Right. So just like the abilities that we talked about that each of our factions have, there are also universal abilities that every team has access to. One of which is one of which is a standard reaction, which is counter, take cover, and
strike.
Strike
them down.
Strike them down. So everybody has access to this, and we each also have a special faction-specific reaction. And how a reaction works is if the unit has not activated or is currently waiting, you can activate it. So hypothetically, if Funko had an ability where he walks up and if Funko walks up and punches me, if that unit hasn't acted or is waiting currently, it can use a reaction to do something back to Funko. Basically, is it not your turn? Your unit might be able to react. That's kind of the way to go.
I don't think my team has a reaction, actually. It's not on the card.
Is it not on the card?
No, so I don't think that means. I mean, someone in chat could maybe correct me, but I don't think the Dark Oath Savages get a reaction.
You do.
Like we would have the default ones, but
you do actually have one. I got it on your They might have added it because I have one on your faction card that I saw.
From the web.
Maybe yeah from
these
GW.
would have been the ones
yes, you do have a reaction. Yeah, it's called instinctive dodge.
Oh, there you go.
So actually, this is really helpful. This is a really interesting way of putting it. So how yours works is. You can make this reaction when you're targeted by an attack.
After the hit rolls. Yeah.
After the roll has been made. That is very, very key, and I'll tell you why in a sec. Roll a dice for each critical hit. On a 4+, that critical becomes a hit instead.
Okay.
So basically, you can turn my crits into not as good.
Right,
And you can choose to do that after you see what the roll is.
Right, and I don't need to spend dice to do that. That's just a thing I can do.
That's just a thing. It just costs an ability point.
Okay.
That's written very important because let's talk about my reaction. Mm-hmm. It's called Bile Blood. Mm-hmm. And it's similar in that it's a thing that happens when you target me, but I don't get to see what the roll is.
Oh,
I have to guess. But the reason is because each crit that you do, I get to roll a dice, and for a 3+, you take 3.
Okay.
My understanding is this sucks. it's not very good, and I should use the regular counter reaction more.
Sure, okay.
But it can be a very, very interesting one.
Oh, Dark Oath for a first edition team. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, that's why.
And as a note, or using a reaction uses that one of the action points of that.
Exactly. That's why you're saying. So only a unit that either hasn't activated or is currently waiting can use a reaction.
Yeah. So as an example, you might I guess you couldn't do that. I was going to say you could move up, wait, and then do a reaction.
Yeah. No, you'd be out. Yeah. There is no
You would
move
have
and
to
wait.
wait and then still have the action in the bank to react.
Yeah.
Which would then expend it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool. Well, you ready to just see what happens?
Yeah. Let's.
Cool. Let's move into
what's this?
Paul's done an update. It's Battle Round 1.
Oh, there we go. I like that font too. That's good.
Great. So as we said, the objective in this is to kill, and you're going to get victory points depending on if you had the most killed, essentially. If you killed the most, I should say. So yeah, take it away, buddy.
Oh, right. I forgot you pushed that off onto me. Okay, cool. Yeah. So the other confusing thing is both Ben and I will be using the kill team measuring tools just to make things even more confusing.
Yeah,
for us,
I'm so mad that GW has officially branded inches and stuff as symbols into my brain now.
Yeah.
Because I made fun of it when it came out, and now I can't stop doing it.
Well, it makes
An inch is a triangle to me now.
Yeah, it makes sense in Kill Team, but literally every other game they make is just in Swiss.
No, yeah.
It's that classic, GW style. Okay, so I guess I just pick a dude to activate.
Yeah.
And then go to town.
There are no restrictions on, you don't have to do your guys in a specific order or anything? You can do
No. Because that was the first thing I thought was maybe you would wait a guy if you were forced to activate, I don't know, your leader, and you're like, I actually want to do him later. But that's not the case. You're always picking, so. Okay, maybe, I don't know if just charging your leader and fighting is the greatest idea, but.
Can you get there?
I don't know. Oh, right. These guys are hella slow, aren't they?
Well, 4 is the usual, not 6 in this.
It is 4, you're right. So that's actually...
Then
so I could move... Because there's no charge, right? You just move into
so
engagement.
you're
and
allowed
then
to
do a
move into
fight.
engagement range.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay. But I only have 4, so my movement is 2/3 of this, so that's 4. So I could get close, I guess, but that's not going to really cut it. So we talked about normal moves, and there are other things involved like jumping and climbing. When it comes to dropping, I'm assuming that's just part of a normal move as long as it doesn't exceed over 2.
You're still doing the measurement and stuff of it, but if you fall more than 2 inches, you have to do what's called an impact roll.
Yes, exactly. So because this terrain here has this step down, which is obviously very clearly designed with the rules of Warcry in mind, which is nice. I could go do and then avoid taking a fall test as long as I'm measuring the overall distance that I'm moving, because you don't pay to go down vertical. Is that correct?
I believe you still do.
You do pay the vertical distance? Does it have a specific wording for movement?
So you're falling, So a fighter is falling if it finishes a move action with its base not on the battlefield.
So that's different, because that's if you finish in midair.
Yeah, so you'd technically be jumping, I guess.
Wouldn't you just walk off?
Or it'd be climbing.
Is it climbing?
Yeah.
Okay. So you measure both horizontal and vertical?
Mm-hmm. Well, you'd always, because you always have to be an inch within it. So basically, you'd go down here. This would be an inch. Then then an inch.
Oh, I see. I'm transitioning from platform to platform. I'm not measuring the horizontal.
Yeah, unless you want to jump.
Right. And then because it's 2 inches, I'd probably have to take a impact test.
For these?
Yeah.
I don't think they're that, are they?
That's 4 inches high.
Oh yes, but each one of these.
Oh, I see what you mean. Right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. If you decide to clear the whole thing, you make a fall thing. But if you're taking your time going down, then you wouldn't worry about it.
Well, I'll just do an inch to go down, an inch to go down, and then move him 2 inches from there into cover, and just go there. And then his second activation, I guess. It's interesting too, because I guess you move him into combat, but then you can't fight.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it seems like melee combat is less straight up deadly than it is. I think we're coming into it with Kill Team Brain.
You don't get that free hit.
Right.
Yeah.
True,
Yeah. But then there's also like the normal damage profile is 1. right? And wounds are like
we
10
have, like,
and
12
15 and
wounds,
stuff. So it's not horrible.
I think he can get into engagement from there.
I mean, I guess you don't get that free.
Because I just have to get within 1, right?
Yep.
But only the attacker actually does damage at all.
Yes.
though,
Yeah.
right?
There is no fighting back and forth.
Oh, true. I didn't think about that. When a fighter jumps, count the horizontal distance moved toward the number of inches that a fighter can move. In total, that move action is normal, but do not count the distance moved vertically downwards. That's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
So I measure like the way I want to go, as long as each drop isn't more than 2,
Sure.
because that would, I think, stop and require damage.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he can't really do much except go down, and then I want to get in close combat with that dude. Which,
Okay.
I don't know. Do you think that's valid?
Yeah. I'd say so.
Yeah. Cool. I'll just do that.
And that's just within. You only have to be within an inch, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't actually have to be base to base contact.
No. So you could be a little further back and just get in. There'd probably be some play there. Yeah. Okay. I think that's his activation.
Okay. Well.
So then I put this counter beside him.
yes,
because
so
he's
that we
done-
know that he's gone.
He's done his 2. That's a little red X. Otherwise, there's also these other ones with the hourglass, which are like, he's still got 1 go left. So, on to you.
How many wounds does this dude have?
Good question. 12.
So killing him is going to be a whole thing.
Because that's the thing I figured. You could just disengage and then blast him if you wanted, right?
Yeah.
But I could... No, I can't swipe on the way out because he would have to have an action available
Yes.
for that.
Yeah. So you kind of get away for free.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It might just be fine for me to go like hit or something. Mm-hmm. Like I don't actually know what the good biz is. So
Yeah.
and their toughness is 4, so I'd be looking at 4 plus.
I do like this part of learning a new Games Workshop game because
Yeah.
like we're coming at it from all the stuff we've applied from Kill Team where I'm like, oh cool, I'll charge him. But then I guess it turns out in this game they're like just move away.
Yeah.
And unless you have a reaction to swipe them on the way out, they kind of do that for free.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
it's interesting.
Well, look, you know what? Let's just see what an attack looks like. So this is just a grunt.
Okay.
Down there. So he's 3 attacks. Oh, 3.
I'll just push my abilities up this end, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, whatever.
So this is your carrion catcher.
This is a Mirefolk outcast. So this is just one of my
It's
babies.
a trooper, yeah.
Yeah. So if it's 4 toughness on the Wrathgurn. Okay. So I'm actually going for 5 6s on this.
Oh, okay.
None. Great. Okay. I think then what I will do is probably disengage.
And there are things that can make it so like the one of the reactions is like counter where you can punish the guy for rolling ones, right?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna disengage to like there because it's disengages 3 inches of movement.
That guy's like, I will kill. Okay, well, that didn't work. I'm just gonna leave.
What I might do. So, the key thing for me is if I want to blow dart you. If I'm just supposed to do it,
'cause
like
when it comes to abilities, you can use them.
It's a free.
When you activate a model, you can use it before you do anything with them. You can use it after you do something with them, like between your 2 activations. You could do it at the end of your activations. There's quite a lot of options with where you do abilities, which is cool.
yeah.
This is fantasy Warhammer. You could say 40k is still magic Warhammer. There's still magic in 40k.
Maybe.
This is sword and, well, I guess there's still swords in 40k. This is bow and arrow Warhammer?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
I have a Kroot that has a bow and arrow in 40k.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So, who knows, really? Reach 4 plus. Yeah, you know what? Fine, I'll shoot him with a blow dart.
Okay.
Now, this is one that cares about abilities, which is kind of or the value. The value on these ones were 1. So so for each 4 plus, it's going to be 1 damage.
Right.
And if it's on each 6, this is the key one. I reduce the toughness of that model permanently.
Until the next battle round?
No. Until the end of the battle round. Oh,
There
it
you
is.
go.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what are those?
Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? It's not the 6 that I was hoping, but it is 2 damage.
Okay. I had already got the 10 out. I was feeling 2 damage coming.
There you go. Okay.
He's down to 10.
Pass to you.
Okie dokie. I'm curious about. Oh, that was the other reason I picked this team. Was I was looking at the 4 teams we've been given. The Dark Oath Savages. 1 had a Wolverine man. 2 had the most feminine presenting models that I could see. So I have Spear Lady
No,
here.
the Canites were pretty feminine.
Oh, really?
presenting, I
Okay,
would
but we
say.
didn't have cards for those. That was the reason, yeah. They look cool because they're like assassin-y, like
Yeah,
dark
they're
kinda.
very. I mean, like probably more so the way that they were painted, but they were very Slaanesh coded.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think, there's deep lore for this, I'm sure, but anyway. So I'm going to activate the Spear Lady, I think, because she also has a 2-range attack.
Okay.
The Glory Seeker with Spear.
That sounds right.
Yep.
Yes. So she has 2 abilities, which is actually not on the card. She has a spear, which is 2 range, but then she has a hand axe, which is 1 range. So
interesting.
She has
Okay.
a spear, and then at the top of the picture, she can see.
Okay, I guess I forgot to add
axe.
that
So
one.
That's okay. I don't know how often that will come up.
Ben, take that back. Did you not want? They're basically dark elves. I mean, so sorry. Time out. They're dark. You're telling me they're dark elves and
Yes.
they're wearing flowy like gowns and knives
Yes.
and stuff like that, and they're not Slaanesh oriented.
Yes, but it's one of those things where their god is Marathi,
Sure.
I believe. So and there's some stuff where sometimes they are the chaos god
Do-
behind the scenes.
Do they have 1 giant crab claw? Because otherwise, don't even talk to Slaanesh.
No, I don't. They're more like snaky, which
They're
is
the good guy murder cultists.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so I'm wondering if I can. She has a 4 movement. I'm curious if I can get within 2 to be able to stab your mans. So let's.
I
have a
don't
look.
think. I don't think with.
No, that's way too far.
Yeah.
that's way-
I don't
would
think
have to
there's any
double-
sort of big.
I would have to double move.
Yeah.
So I might. I think a lot of my first turn is just going to be double moving because my guys don't have range except for the shaman, but he's not on the board. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go 4 movement to there and then do the same thing. I'll just put him in engagement range again
Okay.
with 2 moves and then, yeah. Now, does this game have a thing where if you want to shoot me and one of your models is in engagement range, I'm okay?
So kind of yes, from super far away. If you're within 3 inches, you can still do the shot.
Oh, okay,
From my
okay,
understanding, and that's to make it so that your units with longer, because basically a melee weapon in this game is considered anything 3 inches and lower.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then
Right,
a
'cause
missile
spears are
weapon is
2,
anything
right.
that's higher than 3, essentially.
Okay. Actually, yeah, I do remember seeing it. And missiles can sometimes have a minimum range. So
Yeah.
if you're too close, you can't use
Which
it.
is what you have. So your shaman, their range,
Oh yeah,
their range is 3-7.
3 to 7. Right. Okay. Cool.
So you can get within their minimum range.
Okay. Sick. Okay.
I'm kind of wondering if I just want to try and jump down
Want a Batman on top of me?
a little bit. Yeah, maybe I just do it. Just kind of YOLO it. I could activate my my carrion catcher, I think. He's going to. I'm just going to hop down. So that is 4, which means I'm going to do this impact thing. But I'm trying to do it in a way that I am
Ow, my knees.
still 2. Okay, so I'm within. I can hit you with my weapon, but you can't hit me. Because my weapons are 2. Okay, so I do an impact roll, which is not fun, but maybe it's not going to be anything. So an impact damage is I roll a dice. On a 1, it's 3 damage. On a 2 to 3, it's 1 damage. So it's not that bad, actually. And then on a 4+, it's none damage. So actually, it's not... Okay, it's actually not horrid. As long as I don't roll a 1. Okay, it's a 5, so no damage. Okay, I am going to hit your Wolverine.
Okay. He already has one. So how much damage, sorry?
Let's find out. I guess it's just a roll in this game.
And so that's a 4. That's a 4 strength weapon.
It's a 4 strength weapon, so it's going to be 4 ups.
Yep.
And it's 2/5 on this. 3 dice. I'm gonna re-roll it. That's a
Wait,
1.
so he took 2 damage from the blow die?
Holy shit.
He took 2 damage from
He
the
took
blow
2
die?
damage from the
Okay,
blow die.
I didn't write that.
Well, don't worry about it, because I'm rolling like shit. It's 2 1s and a 4, so it's 1 hit.
Okay.
So you'll take 2.
Okay. Oh, he's getting
No, you did mark the 2 damage from the blow dart. That brought him down to 10.
Wasn't that from the first blow dart, and then I got blow darted again?
No, I haven't blow darted you again.
Oh, okay.
No.
So that was just the first
Yeah.
one. Okay, so he's on 10.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I was really hoping to do more damage this game. So now, and I'm doing 1, 2 hit to you.
1 damage?
Or two damage to
Okay,
you.
so now he's on 8. So total, he has taken 1 blow dart for 2 damage and 1 punch
Yes.
for 2 damage.
Yeah.
So 8 total.
Also, there's no like wounded or anything in this game.
Oh,
which is
no
kinda
injured?
nice,
Okay,
yeah, to
cool.
keep track of, which is kind of cool.
You're fine until you just fall over.
Yeah. Okay, that is gonna be my guy, and I should be tracking whomst has gone. Go for it.
Straight away, I'm noticing I made several key errors, I think. One was in the group that I kept off the board down here is my shaman, who I'd want to start generating wild dice with. 2, I'm realizing that our reinforcements are coming in from this side of the board. Ben's are up here, where the top is. Mine are down here, where the camera is. So I'm going to have a lot of board presence here. Ben is going to have a lot of board presence here. I've moved 2 units like in the middle, and they're about to get pincered. So I think they're pretty much toast. Good luck, fellas. But I'm going to be able to sweep through here with the rest of my team.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, I'm pretty worried about your leader. Your leader's got some numbers.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide how I want to, because like wiping out Ben's group here, this is mostly troopers. Like
Yeah.
your threats are like these 2 dudes, I think, and then the big man's over here. So maybe what I'll do is just truck my leader over here and start trying to prep to do work. So that's where like I can get, with 1 movement, I can get to here. It's the same thing. I can just double move. I'm trying to think, is it worth a single move? No, because then if I wait, he's just passing
He's
it.
just
So
done,
I
yeah.
would have to wait now and then hope you, I guess, move up to where I could do that. Yeah, let's experiment. Leader's going to wait. Does he want to use an ability? Maybe. Pick a, oh, hello. Hang on. Let's hold on a second. Pick a friendly model within 6 inches of this fighter who is not activated. Oh, damn it. And then you can activate him. Crap. I was thinking maybe I could activate Wolverine to do something. But nope. Yeah, I don't even think there's really an ability because it's just all melee stuff. Like I could, I guess, could have added a move characteristic to someone, but I don't think an extra inch would have really got him in there with being able to attack. I guess I could add an inch here. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's still more than, I'm still not within an inch. So I'm just going to wait on the leader. So I'll activate him and then effectively pass. And I'm now putting the wait token next to him so that later in the turn cycle, I can activate him again. And hopefully Ben's move to maybe where I can... That still doesn't do anything though, because I can still just I can still just move on them and not fight.
Well, so it's tough. Yeah, I think it's a sound plan if I was a team that...
Was planning to move and not just stand and shoot me with blow darts.
Well, so I can only do 1 more blow dart shot this turn.
Oh, good point.
It's
Yeah,
an ability, right?
right?
But you're still kind of... So, like I said, every single person except for my leader and the big guy who's off the board has 2-inch attack radius.
Right.
So I can move myself within mine, but not yours.
and I
So you would
then
still have to move
and
to get in
attack.
there.
Yeah, that still sucks.
Yeah, my dudes are annoying.
Okay, maybe I'll just double move him then, because that I think makes more sense. I don't think the weight is going to pay off.
Yeah, there's an interesting thing where it's like, it might just be that your guys have to go in. Like, as you can see, I've just put 2 guys into it, and your guys take not even half of his HP.
Yeah, I mean, that could be the thing of just like...
Maybe my rolls are bad, but...
I mean, maybe, but also like, if that's the case, maybe I just spend the first turn pushing and then turns 2 through 4 will go better.
But here's the
for
thing,
us.
if you're pushing in, these guys are sandwiched just as much as these guys are sandwiched, right?
True. All right, I'm going to double move my leader then, so we're getting rid of that.
Yeah, Paul says, I found with Dark Oath, you kind of just want to run in YOLO.
I'm getting that. They play like Felgor and but that's more complicated. So I'm going to go 4, and then I guess I'll just sit here.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, how does this game play? Do I need to get on the platform to attack the platform they're on? Like, are they considered on a Smash Brothers stage?
It's a vertical, you measure vertically from it kind of a thing.
Oh, so it's an orb of 1
Yeah,
inch. Okay,
yeah.
that's fine. No, more to the point of like, I didn't need to be here to engage.
Yeah, so I would say you can hit these 2, you
Yep.
can't hit these 2.
Right,
But
yeah, I'm fine
these
with
with
that.
their 2 inches can hit you.
Could you? Yes, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's realistic. Okay, that's my leader activation, and then he gets a X for having moved twice.
Yeah, I wonder if I'm literally supposed to just like put it all in.
Start dumping on him.
I think I need to kill something and start getting my juice slurping,
Right. Yeah.
which also costs a double, right? So I'm like, I can blow dart something, but now I can't slurp.
Whereas my guys, while Ben's doing his, one of the key abilities for the Darko Savages that I didn't mention is they're available to anyone on the team. They just have to have the team icon. It's a double. It's called a Vow Fulfilled. So I pick a fighter, and then in that activation, if he kills someone, he can then add either 1 to the wounds, strength, toughness, strength, or attacks permanently for the rest of the battle. So that's pretty nice. So as you're taking stuff out, you start to buff your troops and get a bit nastier, which is interesting in this matchup because Ben is trying to reduce my toughness, but I have a mechanic to either counteract that or, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, well, I get the impression that I'm just supposed to sort of wail on you, although these guys are going to be coming in kind of quite later. Sure, I will activate this one that's up here to start, I guess. He's going to hit you.
Okay.
So this is 3 against 4, so this is 5 ups. It's 1 crit.
Okay.
So that's pretty mega. It's 4 damage.
Okay.
That's the really interesting thing I'm seeing on this is normals suck. Crits, goddamn.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. In Kill Team, half the time the crit is like 1 higher.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really...
There's another thing I'm seeing. There's no command reroll or anything like that in this
true.
either. You're kind of just stuck with what you got.
Yeah, that is actually interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I could really... I just think I just take it.
Yeah, I think if you got reactions and stuff like that, you got it.
But I would need abilities for
exactly,
that. He has
yeah.
20 wounds, though, so what's the damage?
It's 4.
4, okay.
It's
So
not bad.
down to 16.
I mean, maybe I'm just going to double hit.
Yeah.
It's another crit.
Okay.
So
down to 12.
So we're seeing the various things that can happen in this, I guess.
So that's already like half his life, or almost half his life.
Yeah. That's activation. Go for it.
Okay.
I'll put this in this. These are called sluice.
Oh yeah.
They're sleuth canals or whatever.
Yeah, for what you call it, panhandling and getting minerals out.
Yeah. People were asking about the other kill teams that were painted. So we have a Tarantulos brood and the other
Warcry warbands.
God damn it, Warcry warbands. We have a Tarantulos brood and the Khainite.
Canaanite, yeah.
Yeah, shadow whatevers.
Shadow
I was really interested in the Tarantulos brood. Everything that I watched of like, here's how to play and here's how this team plays. Everyone was like, the brood sucks.
Yeah.
They
look cool as hell.
They look cool as hell.
They're like spider cults with like all these extra arms and stuff. Like,
but apparently they are in a rough position. But
and it's one of those things. There are,
and they're tough. I think is the other thing, which is why I'm like, maybe not for learning.
And I would say across all their games, there are teams you pick because you like the look and the lore, and you like.
And that maybe I should have just went with it, but yeah.
It depends. But some people like enjoying the competitive aspect, and so might say like, I don't want to pick them because I want to have a capable team.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to activate Shield Man. I'm assuming everyone is 4. Yes, so I don't have to check. Okay, cool. So I don't know, double move.
It's interesting when they're all in engagement range.
I'm going to do that, and then I'm running out of. Oh wait, that's the other side. Okay,
yes.
never mind.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna do the thing, right? Like I'm gonna activate this guy and I'm gonna have him hit down at your leader.
Yep.
Okay, I can't hit for shit, but I can get a crit every time.
Okay. So that's down to 8.
Yeah.
It turns out, in hindsight, this maybe was a bad play to move my leader up and stand him in front of 4
four dudes might have been pushing it a bit, but yeah. Okay, second one is nothing. So that's them.
The other thing I was around, what was the time? We're only an hour in, so there's a very good chance we just smash through this game and like reset.
People were saying like 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah,
kinda, and I can see. So that's what they say for kill team, and I'm like, fuck no. But this I could see going much quicker.
Like if people are experienced, I can do kill team in 2 hours a game, which you do for tournament format. But outside of that.
Yeah, on the
It's not-
box
it's-
for
it's
Kill
also
Team, it's
not
like
great.
45-minute playtime.
No
It's like,
way.
okay.
And also, those games aren't fun because
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, some tournaments play with a chess clock where you're literally
yeah, that seems brutal.
So I moved my dude up. You attacked with your.
So these two have gone.
Oh, you're sharing that
Yeah.
marker? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
No, there's one right there, and there's one in this
Oh, there is,
loose.
okay, yeah, in this loose, yeah.
So,
does the big axe man have extra range? He doesn't. It's still 1. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I guess I just do the same thing.
This is an interesting one because it's not an objective one.
Yes, exactly,
Right? Like,
yeah.
maybe we picked one that's too easy, or a
I
little
don't
bit
hate
too
that
empty.
for the
but-
first game, honestly. Like, if this game learns, like, actually just just running at people isn't the play. Like,
yeah, well, I'd also like to get the nuance of reactions and
Yep.
abilities
Yep.
and when to
Because
use wild dice.
That's I think, definitely a failing I'm noticing is like, my guys are limited with what they can do, and if my actions are just move up as quickly as possible, there's nothing to be
Yeah.
done. Like, I am just taking damage at this point. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
All right, the third man's will do the hit on the leader.
He's got 2 crits left to go.
2 crits left to go. There's one. Right, and it's 5 ups because it's 3, so there's another crit.
Wow.
One more to go. Nice setup, by the way. Thank you very much, Rodri. Me and Paul like to truck away at this, and hopefully I know that like streamed content is obviously much longer to consume and whatnot than obviously a tightly edited thing. But I'd like to think that in terms of a streamed tabletop war game, we've put a good little mark for ourselves.
I think so.
Second hit. Okay, just one regular.
Okay.
So 1.
Okay, so he's on 3.
Yeah.
So if I can survive until next turn, I can kind of heal him, but it can't be within melee range to do that.
You'd have to disengage and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, using an ability doesn't cast an action, so you could hit, disengage, heal.
True.
So, my hope is that I kill you with the heavy hitter.
Oh, because you want to harvest, of course.
Yeah.
That's why you're going
That's
down the line.
Yeah, I'm trying.
That seems very.
I'm trying to
likely.
harvest his juices.
I think I just handed that to you. Okay, so last dude, I guess the same thing. I'm just going to move up and be there.
I mean, surrounding them is also, like I said, because you're going to have 8 models surrounded this 4 stack. So.
I guess there's the point where that one guy is sort of drawing all the aggro, so the rest of your guys can get in.
Yeah, then that might be.
It might be good.
Might be, yeah. He's
Because
just very strong.
this team is going to, I don't actually think, be able to do anything.
Which is funny for a very melee focused team, like you were saying. Like the damage is it's interesting how like 1-3 is the standard profile for a lot.
For the mooks, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like then
yeah, for sure they have specialists. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But it's interesting. It's just seemingly a much lower.
the crits are massive in
Yeah.
this. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually going to change it up a bit here. I'm going to activate my leader.
Yep.
And so he is going to. So okay, if
I think I'm under that platform enough that I don't think you could shoot Wolverine from there.
No, I'm not going to do a shoot. I'm going to have to fall down there.
Okay.
I'm just wondering. So the fall does not count as, or jumping down does not count as part of the thing.
Correct. It said
Right.
you didn't measure distance you dropped, but if it's more than 2 inches, you do take that.
So from this, it's basically 3 inches for me to get here, and then I'm going to use that inch to fall.
Yep.
Essentially. So.
I think that's fine.
Whee! Basically, so the reason I'm doing this is if I can kill,
You can then harvest, yeah.
then I'd rather it be on my leader. But the main thing is, if we want to bring up my abilities, my leader has lethal injection. It requires a triple to do.
Right.
But it is, I pick a thing within, an enemy within an inch of them, and I roll a number of dice equal to the value of the ability. So if I harvest, that's 6. I would roll 6 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And for any roll that exceeds your toughness, they take 5.
Oh, okay.
So the hope is to harvest and then start lethal injecting things and one-shotting them, essentially. So I'm going to do, so that was a move. I'm going to do an attack. Witherlord is 4 dice, 4 strength on it. So this will be 4 ups. But it's 3/5.
Okay. He's on 8 wounds left.
That would be 8. Exactsies.
Exactsies. All right. I don't think he can do anything because abilities have to be used during their activation unless it's a reaction.
Yeah.
But they would need to active
The points.
APL. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think he's just dead, right?
Yeah. Okay. I will use. Okay, that worked up like I hoped it would. I will use my double. So that he's got the juice.
Okay. You remember that because it's your leader. So
Yeah. So I'll put a little thingy here on which guy's got the juice.
Okay.
Do you want to put it? I'll just put it on the thing, and then if you need to know. For now, it's my leader's all juiced up.
Once we get to 3-4 people, that might be trickier. But okay, that's. I don't have any more to activate, right? Because I went first.
Right.
So that should have been your.
So this will be my last one. Right.
Oh, because I have 4 on reserve. You have 3.
I have 3 on.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah.
So you pass, and then so it's me going again.
Which is your big dude.
My big dude is going to hit your.
Do you have any doubles left?
I have none doubles.
So you can't harvest.
I can't. No. Yeah. This will just be a kill.
Okay.
If I do it.
Okay.
So the carrion catcher is a 3 attacks 4. So and they're 4 toughness, right?
The leader is 4 toughness.
Yeah. Okay. Just make sure I've been doing this right the whole time. 2-5. So I just need to do 2 hits. We got 2 hits. Mm-hmm. So that's 4 damage.
Yep. That'll do it.
Okay, good job, guys. We did the thing. Great. Okay, I have nothing else to do on this. So that's a pass, and that would be round 1.
Yep.
Great. Okay, so because
you took out 2.
I took out 2 dudes to your 0, and you're supposed to count wounds, which is very
okay.
key.
So
not models, but
32.
Yeah. It's on a per round basis.
I see. That would, right.
That's why it's like if you're facing a horde army, it's like I killed 4 of your tarantulas. I'm like, they only have 2 wounds, right? Yeah. In this, it probably won't matter. So so I am going to score the victory point for that round. Maybe.
Cool.
There we go.
Now, interestingly, like the fact that you sort of overdid it for this round doesn't help you, right? You still only get that 1 victory point.
Well, there's an interesting aspect too, where it's like if there's less things to kill, then it's maybe harder for me to score in later rounds.
Like
I don't know.
if you had kept Funko's guy at a very low health, then like next
True.
round you may be able to.
That's
pick
actually
up
a really
point.
good point. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to keep him around or something, but.
Well, would it? So is it calculated by the number of damage you did that round?
No, by dead unit models
and how much
wounds.
wounds they were. So you could have, if you left him alive on 2. Then
I could have saved that
20,
one for later.
I could also have the option to heal him, and like it's the
and
leader.
if you get the initiative,
like it's spooky.
Yeah, I think it's just safer that way. Yeah. I'm also not at the point where I can metagame. Sick. Okay, so that is going to take us into battle round 2.
Yep.
That is the fastest turning point 1. All right.
So now we discard any remaining initiative dice that we had last round.
Yes, everything would go away.
Yeah, and because I used one and then didn't do anything with it, I'd lose that wild dice at the end of the round.
No, the wild dice I thought you saved for the next round.
No, I turned a triple into something.
Oh, you did.
And then did nothing with it.
Oh, so sorry, I didn't.
In hindsight, don't do that. Maybe with this team that's going to spend a whole turn running, just keep it and spend it next
for the first round. Yeah, I mean,
that was
it seems like for me, I have a couple obviously very good triple abilities, but my thought process is I'm trying to make as many doubles early on as possible.
So yeah, I think too big. I'm making a couple of mistakes, but that's honestly like I don't mind learning. Like that's kind of how you learn teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I should have been using my shaman in that first turn to generate wild dice, so that now my turn 2 could be
explosive.
Poppy,
sure. Yeah. So the initiative's going to happen first, and then the first initiative roll is going to happen, and then we're going to do the deployment. So we'll roll our 6 dice.
Yep. Oh, I got them here.
This is my favorite part of the game, I think, actually.
I
the ability, the Yahtzee dice and then the singles dictating initiative is very
It's kind of the same way like melee combat in Kill Team is my favorite thing because it's so unlike any of their other games, and this doubles, triples, quads ability system is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it's very cool. So I have a double and a triple and a single.
Same.
Interesting. Okay. So now we are each given a wild dice.
Yep.
And now I don't know how this goes. Like if we're deciding to go like back and forth on.
Ooh, yeah, the sequencing. I actually don't know.
Yeah, this will be. Let's take a look because this is relevant. So. Each player then receives 1 wild dice. The player with the initiative first declares how they will use their wild dice. So technically right now we are tied.
So we would.
So we have to roll. We have to roll now.
Now we have to roll an additional dice to see
2.
3.
Okay, so you have the initiative.
I have
right
initiative. So now I decide what to do with my wild dice first.
Yeah.
Right. So interesting.
So you could either try to add.
So I could change my single to a double, my double to a triple, or my triple to a quad, or I could add a single to put my initiative up, predicting that Ben would try and steal it from me. So Ben has the option of either trying to beat my initiative because he'll act after me, or I guess because I've won it now, we wouldn't roll again. So it's just literally if you want to spend it. But if we then both spend a wild dice on it, it would be another roll off.
Yep. You can also, if you want to, turn your single into a double.
That's true. I could do
Like
that,
you can you can forego the initiative kind of thing to get more doubles.
Or you could just bank it again, right? Of course.
Yep. I've got 2.
I'm going to turn my single into a double.
Okay. So you're spending your wild dice there.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do the exact same.
So what does that mean for initiative now? Do I just retain it?
We're gonna do a
Or
roll
we still
off
roll
again.
again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's like seizing like an action.
Because did you have to seize it from me to get that roll?
Yeah, we still will roll off again.
Still? Okay.
Yeah. Unless it's so the player without initiative may seize the initiative if they now have more singles. If it is now tied, roll off and the winner has the initiative. So it says counted again, and now because the number has changed, so we would be rolling again.
1 to 0. You went from 1 to 0.
I could also spend another wild dice
Oh yes, true. 'cause you
and
have
just
one
take
bank.
it.
Yeah.
But I think I'm actually good, and I'm happy to just roll.
Okay.
So let's riggedy roll.
Yep. 5.
4.
Whew.
You got it. Okay. So yeah, and in this way, you can also still choose. Do you go first? This feels like one. This feels like one where you probably want to go first.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah.
And so now the reserves deploy. Is that how?
After this is done, yeah. After
Okay.
Funk decides what he kind of wants to have happen there.
Oh, as in who's going first?
Yeah.
I think I will go first. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great. So now we go to the reserve phase, which happens every round after the first. So this is where if there is a reserve thing, which in our case we do, we deploy them. So how these are deployed, in this one, the entire side that yours is on, so Funko's on this side, I'm on this side, within 3 inches of the side you can go.
Okay.
You could just put them anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do they have to be all together or just anywhere?
Anywhere you want.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So the big thing is
Starting with the player with the initiative.
Okay, starting with me. Yeah.
There you go. Player with the most singles has the initiative in case of a tie. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just start putting dudes out. I guess doesn't seem like I guess the sorcerer's ranged attack has range, but other than that, he just seems to mostly buff. Oh, it does say pick a fighter within 3. Okay, so he does need to kind of be near people. And you said 3 inches, which is square in Kiltam, conveniently enough.
Yeah. Yeah. His so I was worried because I'm like, holy shit, 7 inches for his ranged attack kind of thing. But his ranged attack is not like super amazing. It's like it's two dice on 3 strength.
Yeah,
But
and 3/6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great because that most of the time will probably be 5-ups or at least 4. Okay.
It has. I mean, crits are big on this. I managed to crit a lot.
Yeah. I'll just put him there, I think, for now. Yeah, that's fine. I'll put this man's here.
So coming in, you've got 2 mooks.
2 trooper. I have 2 flavors of grunt. I have sword and board, and I have 2 axe, who are just slightly more offensive.
And your technically your spear friend over here is a mook too.
Yes, she just has slightly different loadout.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
And then you also have this God Speaker guy.
yes, the God Speaker.
Yeah, I've been calling him a shaman. Yeah. So he's, I think from what I understood, the main thing most people use him for is my double Visions of Glory, which is I roll a number of dice equal to the value that I spent to cast it. For each 5 to 6, I gain 1 additional wild dice that can be used from the start of the next battle round. So
So it's sort of a,
potentially that's very good.
It's sort of a meta power.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying like holding him back in reserve was probably bad for me because I wanted him on the board in turn 1,
Right.
spending those ability dice to buff up my turn 2. So I think that's a pretty big misplay on my part.
So I went boop, boop, and boop for.
Okay, yep.
Great.
And now I choose, or have I already said? No, I said
You
that
said
I
you
was
were gonna go
so
first, yeah.
I'm going to go, okay. So I just pick 1.
Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. It's like we've got these abilities via our like abilities versus tac ops and tac ploys and whatnot, right? Like this kind of smoothly transitions into okay, let's just go, right? Like there's not a lot of in Kill Team. There's a lot of like now it's his phase.
This feels way more like a lunch break game.
Yes,
like
totally.
Set up, play it, smash it out, break it down, done. You know. I think I'll activate Axeman and just fight this a man.
Sure.
So he is like I think a slightly upgraded mook from the look of it.
Yeah, they are an elite. They're the
That's the proven great axe.
yes, proven with great axe 3/5.
Yeah.
Woo!
And 5.
Sorry.
It's a 5 to hit as well.
Oh, they have strength 5. Oh my goodness.
Wait.
So you're on 3-ups.
That's not what this card says.
Oh really?
Did they change that ability? Mine says 4.
Oh, so this is what came with the box, and this is a season 1, so maybe they got a buff.
Proven with Great Spear is that one. Well, that says proven with Great Blade. Proven with Great Axe. Oh, I see. Proven. Okay, so that's no. Okay, so that's so the dudes I brought in is that one. Yeah. So that's that guy that's on screen is the proven with Great Blade. So he just came in the reinforcements. That's this man here. This guy is the one I'm attacking, which has a 2-handed axe, which I believe is called Proven with Great Axe. Now, on the card here, the Proven with Great Axe has 5 for fist. Sorry, it has 4 for fist, but on the screen it says 5.
Yeah.
Did they get buffed?
It seems like it, yeah. You can find the
War
updated
Mane's
cards
got
for free on the
buffed?
Warhammer
Okay,
site. That's
cool.
yeah,
All right,
cool.
sick. So
oh,
that's
thanks, Ass.
That's a 5.
All right,
okay.
we'll have to make sure we check those as we go through.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so all the cards that I grabbed are from the
Current.
site.
Yes,
so
they should be current, yeah.
So even better.
yeah.
That's extra spooky for me.
Okay, so I could use an ability when I activate. This person has no icon, interestingly, so has access to only a vow fulfilled or death blow. Till the end of the fight, I'm going to do.
Right. Death Blow's your quad, right? That's like add.
Oh, I can't do the quad. Yeah, I don't have that.
Your quad seems really good. It's just add the
It's just
value
super
of the
damage.
dice.
Apparently, it's like if you're fighting elites, you need this. Yeah.
There's also just like the regular ones too, right? The just like add.
Oh,
one.
the true. There is the universal ones as well, but they don't really seem like they're doing it for me.
You just add 1 to your attack characteristic, which you
Yeah,
don't
it's
need.
like that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I think
That's, I guess, what you could have spent yours on last time, eh? Was the
I
universal
could have rushed.
rush.
I could have rushed. Yeah, and
That's
that,
right.
I don't think it would have changed anything.
only 1 inch, though.
That's the thing. I don't think the 5 inches compared to 4 would have put me into getting a fight in. I think it still is in the middle ground of like I needed to use 2 to get there and 1's not enough. So
That makes sense.
okay.
Yeah,
so
grip it and
I'll
rip it, man.
Activate that guy. I don't think there's anything I can use. I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna use a double and do. Oh, am I? It's a real gamble. I can either use a double and try and do a vow fulfilled, which is if I kill him in this activation with 2 fights, I can then buff a strength attack.
Well, you don't have to use it at the start, right? You can use it after as you do it, right? Or how is it written?
It says until the fighter's activation, each time a fighter is taken down, you can pick earlier fighter's tough. Oh, so I could do it in between, but if I kill him with the first one, then I've shot it. Yeah.
So he has 12 wounds.
He has 12 wounds, okay. I'm going to fight first and see where we're at.
I will use the general reaction, which is counter.
Okay.
So what that means is for each miss, you're going to allocate 1 damage, and for each roll of 1, you take 2.
Okay. Yep.
So that's the general one.
Okay. So I have strength 5 with this guy, and your dude has toughness.
You're on 3-ups.
Okay. So 3 ups. It is 2 attacks. I'm just used to rolling 4 attacks for everything in Kill Team. But it's 2 attacks at strength 5, so 3+.
Oh, it's only 2. Okay.
I got a crit and a miss.
Okay. So I will take 5, and you will take 2.
Yes.
Actually, it's 3.
Oh yeah, it got up. So roll one more die.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Here, I mean, there's no. It's literally wrong. So let's grab a pen.
Yeah, I've done this to a few of my books as well. Like my Kroot all got buffed, so I've gone in with a pen. And now if they change it again, it's going to look...
Damn,
real bad.
Paul, you're telling me that you didn't send me the updated cards? SMH.
In his defense, Games Workshop probably still sells the old outdated
That's
cards.
true.
And then that's a 3.
Great Axe is 2 attacks, strength. Oh, wait, hold on. Checking on the Warhammer community download, Great Axe is 2 attacks, strength 4, 2, 4.
What?
You're looking in Warcry Compendium Warbands at the 8 points. So Warcry Compendiums, yes, there is a compendium for each area, and they have the teams in there. I don't know enough about Warcry to know, because this is what someone
I'm happy
said
with
it's
you taking the better profile.
Yeah.
That's fine by me.
I feel like it's unlikely they buffed it up and then back down.
Yeah.
I feel like if this number has come from somewhere, it's probably current.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just roll one more die. And
I did. It was a normal, so I got a crit and a normal.
okay, so I will take...
So I still take the 2 from...
yeah, and I'll take 8.
Yeah.
Ow! He's down to 4.
Where is the 2 on here? What is the dagger? I guess the dagger is 1? Or is the dagger 20? 2. There we go. No, there is a 1, so the dagger is 20. Okay. So that's 2.
Count down.
No, sorry, count down. You're right. So that drops to... So he's on 10. There you go.
Games Workshop will never put out one document when 5 will do.
The thing that's most galling to me is the Kill Team annuals they sell, which is great. They collect all the rules for that year into one book. Great. But in times where they've since balance patched those numbers from when they first printed them, they don't update that.
Yeah.
And they just sell you the same old numbers. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's his first activation. In between this, I can spend to buff his stuff, because it's pretty likely that I'm going to kill him.
Seems right.
So you just need 2 hits out of the 3 dice.
Exactly. So it's pretty likely, but then I'm spending a double to do it. Now I could spend the double on Visions of Glory to get me more dice. So it's, do I want to cash it in now and buff the stat? I think I worry that if I buff the stat, he's just going to get cracked back immediately. So I think I will not do an ability, and I'll just go straight to the second fight.
Okay.
So this is 3 dice, 3+. That is a normal and 2 crits.
Oh, I'm super dead.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
He's no longer for this world.
You know, you can take that.
Oh,
as
yeah,
yours.
exactly. Yeah,
There you
because that's him. Cool.
look at
And
you.
now he's technically out of engagement.
Yeah.
So I could heal him, but it's only 2 damage. I'm not going to. I will, at that point, pass over to you.
Interesting. Okay. Right, so I can take this dice out.
So,
Right.
Funko, you have 2 doubles and a triple, right?
Yes.
To spend.
Yes, that's them.
We both do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be an interesting thing to figure out how we add that to the overlay, Paul.
Yeah. That's it's something we should look into if that's going to be a thing.
I was like,
Yeah.
you could probably tuck it in just to the right of the thing at the bottom and just have single, double.
I will
triple
say
slot.
instantly, I am really enjoying how simple,
Yep.
again, like straightforward,
Straightforward,
that this feels. Okay. Here's what we'll do, I think.
Yeah, I think if I was trying to get like kids especially into a game, I'd be way more inclined to pitch this than I would Kill Team.
Oh, this is really interesting. So, because you need your guys don't have that extra 1 inch, and a model has to be able to wholly sit on there without obviously being on top of
You
their
think
models.
you can stab me from up there and I can't get up to do anything about it?
I think so. Like you could move a guy here, and this guy's in trouble
I
for
could try
sure.
and well, I'm giving you the play. It would definitely cinch that up so I can't fit in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But then, no, actually what you want to do, you probably want to push him back slightly and push him up and try and get it so I can't base in between you.
Well, I don't think you can.
Because like, these are bad because these are bad because these are too big. But like if I take him, for example, boom, right there. Like that.
That's
as long
fair.
as you can balance it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm not having to move through you. I guess I'm maybe pushing you slightly, which is like you know. But you could definitely do it so that I think you could position there so there's not a way for me to get up there.
Still kind of an awkward thing, yeah. Okay. What am I going to do with my life? These should be gone.
Proven also seems, the proven card on the screen seems correct. Okay. Oh, you're right. It has 15 wounds instead of 12.
What? Is it
Totally
just
right.
this one guy got
So
a massive
this one guy, they
buff?
decided, well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Cool,
So
okay.
it started at 15 and I lost 2, so I should be on 13.
Wowie.
Okay.
Okay. Then I think what I'm going to do...
So I guess in hindsight, I maybe should have buffed that character. 'Cause they seem pretty rad.
They seem pretty good now, yeah. Okay, here's what I'll do. So that person can't go. I think what I'm going to do...
Huh. So my vow fulfilled, I can buff attack strength. I can buff toughness of the character or the attacks or strength of one weapon. So theoretically, I could buff the attacks of the sorcerer's ability. Because that's a...
Yeah, it's a weapon, yeah. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So can you activate multiple abilities on an activation as long as they're different ones?
No, you're limited to one ability, right?
I assume.
Per activation. So you
Basically,
could do,
I'm wondering if I can rush with my dude and then activate an ability.
No. You would have to like rush wait and then activate an ability and then do a final action.
Yeah.
On the second one. You can only do one ability per activation, which normally is just one, but you can use wait to get 2. So that's how I was planning to use my shaman to double cast.
Yeah.
But I couldn't I couldn't rush, move, and then double cast. Or just cast, yeah.
Yeah, you can only do one ability per activation.
You would have to I guess it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in the rush play, right? Because you would.
Oh, right. I guess I could just double move and then use the thing.
Yeah, because it's effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
We should mark that guy who used the reaction that he's got.
He's dead.
So he's dead. He
Oh,
did
he's
have
dead, right.
Ben had marked him.
His body is marked by the multiple axe swings.
I reacted the shit out of him, and he's no longer for this world.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I will activate my leader.
Okay.
And all I'm going to do is basically double move so that I'm within 1 inch.
Okay.
So that's like here.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use my ability, the lethal injection.
Right. Yes.
So because he's all hopped up on the juice, that means I get to roll 6 dice. And for each dice that is higher than your toughness, you take 5.
Now I do have some reaction options. You're not disengaging. I'm not being shot, right? It's an ability.
Yeah, it's an ability. So, and it's not even listed as an attack.
Oh, so it's not. I don't think I can react.
Yeah.
No,
I
this
don't
is
actually-
targeted by melee attack. No, you're good.
Yeah,
Continue.
I think I just get to
Yep, no, you're
stab
right.
you. So his toughness is 4.
That is a shield man. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I don't know, Paul. Do you want to bring up?
I guess that's a really good point. Maybe we should be bringing each of these up. I should have cross-referenced.
So this is
Mine will be correct.
Glory Seeker with shield.
Yes, yeah, it looks like
Yep.
you're solid.
Damn it. So that's a fun thing I can do every time. It's
Yeah, he's like,
show me those numbers.
actually. So for each 4, so I need 2 4s. Two 4 or higher out of 6 dice, and that'll kill your guy.
Okay.
Because it's 5 damage per.
Yep, and he has 10 wounds total. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have. I have. Yeah. I had to. I send 20. I lethally inject 20 points of damage into him.
So can you bring up my team abilities just to double check? That's the one thing I need to refresh myself on just to see. So I had a dodge after being targeted by an attack. After the rolls have been made, roll a dice for each critical kick on a 4+. That critical kick becomes abnormal. That's not going to do anything. And I think that's it. Yes. Oh wait, I have an extra quad.
Oh, is that not on your thing either? So that's.
No, it's a triple on mine. Oh, so they changed it.
I assume that's the curse.
Yes, the Curse of Withering. So I think everything else is the same. Yeah, so they just changed Curse of Withering from a triple to a quad.
I should check that. Didn't think about buffs since first edition. I should have. But there we go. Okay, now we know. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I inject the goo into you.
Right. Boop.
Yeah, that's my triple gun.
Okay, and yes, you use the ability so you can't. Oh, he's already harvested.
He's already harvested.
The one, yeah,
So that's why I was able to
that's
just
why it
straight
was
up go
max.
for 6 dice.
Right.
So that's the combo. Is I slurp the juice with my leader
Right.
and then just start going around and injecting people with like sick damage.
Okay.
From my understanding, actually, too, the Wither Lord is because you can actually mix and match it as long as they're within the same like overarching like fact. So in this case, chaos. People just run Wither Lords because the lethal injection just seems
Really good.
just seems good.
Okay.
The fact that you just roll to beat their toughness, and if you do, it's 5. It's pretty gross.
Okay. Okay. So I have an activation.
Thank you for all these people doing cross-reference checks too.
Yeah, it really helps.
It does.
So my range is to about there. So I think I could probably hit that dude.
But he's in engagement range with your friendo there.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out if I want to go pure buff. How many wounds does your leader have?
20.
20. Okay.
One thing I noticed too about this game is, as we talked about with ranged shots, it's like, can your dude see it? Great, he can hit him, kind of a thing, which is cool until I look at like half of my units are on like fucking stilts. I'm just like, God damn it. All these walls aren't going to really help me. But maybe it helps me see over more walls, so who knows?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
There's the trade, right?
Okay, so I think it probably pays.
No point limits, but max 2 models. Cool.
I think it probably pays me to, like, rather than activating the shaman and doing the wild dice thing, I think it's better for me to start worrying about who's in combat, I think.
Sure.
Interesting.
So I guess I'm going to keep this guy separate too, just to track wounds and stuff.
I'm going to activate the Conan Man, proven with Great Blade. And I am going to do 1 activation to move up and stand here. And try and... Oh, I guess I'm probably not going to be able to get to where that balance is, am I? No, that's not going to work. So I really want to get up there before they start popping down at me. I wonder if I can, like, balance there. And, like, this is a really stupid part of the game. Yeah, I don't think that's going to fly.
The only reason I thought about this is because Ian did this to me with his fucking stealth suits.
It's a thing of this terrain specifically,
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And it's right now it's super interesting because of your 2 range versus my 1.
Yeah,
Which
so
I'm not so mad about because, you think about it, standing up on a wall with a big stick has been a time-honored combat.
the flip side is if
strategy.
you're not right up on it, I can't hit you.
Oh, I see what you mean. I can just step back.
Yeah, you got to be pretty close for me to do it. So you can also just leave them.
Oh, good point.
It's not a gun, right? It's a.
Right. They do have guns.
I do have blow darts,
They
but it
do
does.
literally have guns.
I do, but it does cost me my doubles.
Yeah, that's true. That does get expensive.
And also, it's like, so for example, my doubles are 5s and 1s,
Okay.
and the blow darts on hit are half rounded up. So,
All right, I'm going to activate the greatsword. I'm going to move up here, and I'm just going to fight that dude.
you got it. 4 toughness on them.
Yep. So they're 3 attacks.
Is the great sword changed by the proven?
Yeah, let's see that card.
Is great.
Show me those numbers.
Great blade. Is that
Yeah, the great
Yes.
blade.
Oh, 1 more extra attack. That's 4
God
attacks.
damn.
Hell yeah.
4, 2 and 4.
2 4's the same. Yep.
He's also got the 15 wounds. If
I mean,
that's-
I
does have
will
extra
take
wounds.
the fact that my mooks have 4 toughness.
For what it seems of this team, there is the actual elites or specialists. There's the middle ground, which is this like great axe, great sword, and then there's the actual troops at the bottom. Yeah. All right. So 4 attacks, 4 plus, right? Because it's strength 4, toughness 4 on the regular elites. Yeah. That is 2 crits and a hit.
Jeebus.
So that's 8, 10.
That is a straight up kill.
Okay.
Good rolling. Holy moly.
Yeah, I probably should have paid for the ability. No, I'm going to go for the wild dice, I think. I'm trying to think if I should have buffed him. But I didn't do it before I did it, so... No, we'll just go with that.
Okay.
That's his activation because that was move and fight. So that's the Swordman.
Okay, so
So far for this round, that was one regular trooper.
So you're up. So 22 is the number for my wounds, and I'm at 10, I assume.
Yes, 10 for that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, killing one of my stealth walkers is
Right, because you did damage to the guy with the axe, but it didn't kill him, so it doesn't matter for
yeah.
the
Yeah, it's just on the kill there.
Okay.
So might be one going your way, my man.
I don't know about that.
Just for this round, I think. I don't know if I can kill, but
I guess that is, like your leader is big damage, but everyone else is kind of more chip.
yeah.
I mean, I think probably the difference is like I've put my team here and I have more targets to fight. You've put your team here and there's only one left over there, which is interesting. I don't know how that's going to go.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this Stilt Walker. I'm going to spend one of my doubles for Rush. So he's got an extra point of move.
Do we have like ambient fantasy music for
Oh,
this?
yeah, it's been quiet this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, it has been. Didn't think about that.
Damn, Paul! The ambience.
I don't know what ambient I guess tavern music is ambient fantasy.
I mean, it could be the, whatchamacallit, you can still just use the kill team one.
I like it actually. It's very, it's very chill.
Yeah, so I did this because this is the 2 inches that
Required,
I need to hit you.
Yeah, that's valid.
So, yeah, I'm going to...
So this is my regular trooper. I will need to see the card for this because I'm pretty sure this is what he's going to be. Glory Seeker with paired weapons. He has toughness 3, which I'm guessing is probably correct because he's like the trooper that's more offensive. Yep,
Okay.
Yep, toughness
Okay,
3.
so I do have strength 4, so this is 3 ups.
Yep.
2, 5.
Yep, and he's got 10 wounds.
It is 3 normals, so 6.
Okay. So that means he's on 4 wounds remaining for the first. Oh no, you moved and then fought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Great, so yeah, that'll be him.
Yeah, I guess I could have reacted there, but I think I'd probably just wait and do an attack.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. I mean, it depends on
Because I guess reaction would be more you want to get in, assuming he's going to die from that first.
Yeah,
attack.
that's why I used mine. I figured
I
like that
think
guy
like
was not happening.
Paying. Oh, I see. I just paying a bit. Right. Okay, I see how that is. Yeah.
It's like if you did that, then he wouldn't
just
be
loses
able to.
one of his ability, one of his activations or actions. Actions.
Actions, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so that was that. I wonder if I just want to. Because I worry, like, I guess your guys could now blow dart here, but that's an ability. Or they could come down and fight, but they'd have to come down.
Come down here and try that.
I'm going to activate this man's with the shield, I think.
Which one?
The trooper here with the shield. I'm trying to decide if I want to just start beating on the leader.
Okay.
Or if it makes sense to activate the guy over there before he gets minced and put some damage out. But he's just fighting a trooper. So you know what? I'm just going to activate the trooper with the shield, and move. What do we say for like moving vertical? Like.
So anything that's more than an inch, you have to do it's the climbing kind of.
I feel like
thing.
that's an inch,
Yeah.
which is probably very specific.
It's less than an inch is the you can still use normal move.
Right.
Basically what that's
he
saying
can
is you can do your thing. Yeah.
He goes straight in, and then for his section action will be fight.
Sure.
So this guy's pretty weak, I think, because he's meant to be more of a tanky troop.
So you got that one fighting that one.
Yes, fighting the leader, yeah. So he is 3 attacks on strength 4. Your leader is toughness
4.
So 4 plus. Okay, cool. Yikes. That's an all miss.
All miss. Been there.
Damn, that sucks. Okay, that is his go.
So you've got these 2 left, and this one.
And the spear lady.
And the spear friend over here. Cool. Okay, I think what I will do is activate...
I don't know how many guys are going to have left to use these wild dice the shaman's going to pop off.
I'm going to do this one here. So he's going to go for a hit on your
Yep.
Spear friendo.
Okay. According to the card, she is toughness 3.
I'm going to assume that's right. Doesn't have a shield.
This is
The spear.
This is
Glory Seeker with spear.
Glory
actually
Seeker with spear.
easier just to put it on this side.
They are 3 toughness.
Yep.
Yeah. So I assume. So that's the thing is my dudes are also 3 toughness, but because I chose the shield variant, they're 4.
Right.
So I assume that's why your mooks are the same, but your shield guys are 4.
Yep.
They have 3. Yeah. Hiya. Oh, okay. My guys don't know how to do normal, so only crits.
Okay.
So it's 4 damage.
On the spear lady.
Yeah,
Yep.
so she
she
goes
had
to
10,
6.
so she goes to 6. Yeah.
Look out, world. We're gonna do it again.
Okay.
Crit and 2 hits because 3 ups on this, right?
She has strength 3. Sorry, toughness 3.
Oh, mine is 3 too. Yeah.
Okay, so 4 plus.
It.
So 1 crit again, which is
1 crit again. 4.
Down to 2.
Cool. That's them.
Okay. Now I'll activate the spear lady because I don't think she is long for this world, and yeah. See, I think if I try and do anything, chances are I just die to the reaction. Oh no, because you can't react. Right?
I cannot react on that person. Yeah.
Oh, because you fought twice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'll just fight. So spear lady, we had her a second ago, is I think 2 attacks.
So interestingly,
3 attacks.
it seems like the spear is just better.
So, well, we don't have it, so we don't know what the hand axe is.
We don't know what the hand axe is.
But the hand axe on the card says 3 attacks, 3 plus 1, 3.
It didn't seem like they got a buff, but
I don't think so.
yeah.
I think I'll just use the spear. It's fine.
Okay.
So 3 attacks, and that's strength 4. So toughness
4.
So 3 plus. No, sorry, 4 plus.
That's my one little bit of nergliness, I guess. It's even all my guys are 4.
So 2 normals, I think.
2 normal, so 1/1, I assume.
Yes, I believe that's correct. Yeah.
All right, they will go to 8.
Okay, and then I will fight again.
It is really interesting. It's just like, yeah, the melee combat's like, did you crit? Sick, you did something. If not, you're chipping away.
It's interesting.
The normal profile is being one.
That is a crit and normal. So that is 5 damage.
So they go down to 3. Okay, good hit back.
And then just put that next to the spear person.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Okay, so they've gone.
I guess you could also put it on the cards, and that would save you having to reach over a lot.
It's tough if you've got like multiple
That's true, I
of the
guess. Yeah,
things.
that's true, yeah.
Okay, since they've gone,
Oh, of course, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I will activate this friend, I think. And what I'm going to start with is there a minimum distance with it? No, okay. I just needed to see if I can point blank blowpipe you.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially.
Does it say, like, if you're not in engagement range or anything like that?
Within, yeah. So pick a visible enemy fighter within 6 inches of this fighter and roll 2 dice for each 4 plus allocated number of damage points
Okay.
to it. Yeah. The main reason is like I want to go in, and if I can kill you with the attack, then using that to slurp would probably be decent. So even if it is just a mook, having a permanent 6 on them ain't too bad. So.
It's the blowpipe is either going to be used for shooting a dart or a straw.
So, is it the fall is greater than 2, I assume, right? 2 is not the you fell 2.
I don't know, it might be 2 or more.
A fighter cannot start an action, normal moves. Each time a fighter moves 2 inches or more vertically downwards. Wow, so you were just hopping down from here. Okay, well, yeah, so what I'll do is they're going to hop down and then move within 2 of this friend.
Mm-hmm. But not within, all right, because yeah, they have a 2-inch range. I have 1.
Okay, right, so you just kind of are supposed to, measure where they're going to, right?
Yep.
So I would like them to kind of be here, basically so that they're outside of 1 inch, which from their base, it's a little squicky, but like there. Great. Okay. So I'm 2, so I can hit you, but you can't hit me.
Yeah.
All right. So they're 3 strength. I assume this person is also 3. It's the dual weaponeer.
Yep.
Okay. So 4 ups.
10 wounds. Oh no, sorry, 4 wounds rating.
I'm hoping for a crit, essentially. 1 normal. So they go to 3.
Right. Yep.
Well, I will try to blow dart you.
Okay.
So I roll 2 dice, and for each one that is 4+, I allocate, in this case it says they're 5, it'd be halved, so 3.
Rounding up, or yeah.
Yeah, so I just need 1 of these to be 4+,
Okay.
and I got you. Whew, okay, we got there.
It's rude.
Get darted. Okay. Interestingly, because the 2 that I've killed we're 2 and 2, but those are 10, you're still in the lead.
Oh, interesting.
Because this is a 12 and a 10. So,
Okay.
that's me.
So, I'm guessing this man with the 2 swords is the same as the man with 2 axes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're the dual weaponeers.
Okay. So those 2 are full health at the back.
Yeah. The only wounded one I have is this guy here.
Okay. And your leader took no wounds?
No.
Attacked?
No, you whiffed on it.
Okay. I don't think I can get him into combat with the leader. I think it's too far. Yeah, it's way too far.
You could double move. Yeah.
I could double move, but I can move here and then fight that man.
You
'cause
sure
that's
can. Yeah, you're good.
Pretty much an inch. So
I do like that their measurement for combat range is the closest bases. Like you don't have to go like from behind it or whatever.
Okay, so he is this is the Glory Seeker with paired weapons. Yeah. So I think that's 4 attacks, 4 strength 4. I'm attacking just a regular troop. This is toughness
4. Yeah. I gave them all shields.
Okay. So that was 4+, so 3 normals and a crit.
Jeepers, good roll.
Which is 1, 3, so that's 3, 6.
6, yeah, he goes to 4. Damn, great roll.
Cool. And he moved and then attacked, so that's his business done. So the only one I have left to activate is my shaman.
Right.
Oh, I messed up. I just realized I specifically
and
needed
then
to
move
wait
him
him to get the double ability. That sucks. Oh, we're learning.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think what I want to do is get him the hell out of the shaman's range so he doesn't die this round. So, right, but I have to fall. Okay.
Oh, please let him. Oh, I guess he won't die, right? Because you can
You
only take 3.
The most you can take is 3, yeah. So 4, he would be going right there. Let's roll that die. Okay, so no damage. And then I'll just continue my run. Right there. Goodbye.
So this is a 4 battle round game.
Yep.
The way the victory points is whoever scores more wounds each battle point earns a single victory point.
Yes.
So I feel like most of the time we just tie.
Potentially.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, that's that movement.
Okay.
I think I might still be boned.
So you have like 2, 3 dudes left?
I have these 2, and I have 3. 3 moves left.
I have 1. Now, my shaman can do the Visions of Glory and get some wild stuff, but he can
That's
only
true.
do 1 activation, which sucks. So I can't do his spell because that is now a quad according to the sheet.
Well, if you wanted to, you could use the ability wait. Then I go activate him again. Use the ability.
I can
again.
do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know that there's many better options. Because I could truck up and try and get a range shot on one of them.
Yeah.
The leader's in engagement, so I can't shoot him.
You've got 2 2s and a 3 left, right?
Yes, correct. So yeah, I think I'll activate the shaman. I will use Visions of Glory with the 5s.
Okay, and what's that ability?
So, Visions of Glory is to spend a double, roll a number of dice. It's a sorcerer one, so my shaman has the sorcerer eye ability, so he gets to use it. Roll a number of dice equal to the value of the dice spent to cast the ability. So this case would be 5.
Whoa.
For each 5 to 6, you gain 1 additional wild dice that can be used from the start of the next battle round.
That's so
And you can do
many.
it twice.
And
It's bonkers.
Yeah, that seems really messed up.
But my issue now is like, I don't know how much of my team is going to be left alive to make use of those
Sure,
dice.
that's fair,
So, but it's, what they seem to be good at.
Okay, so we're rolling 5 dice.
So we're spending that ability, we're rolling 5 dice. For each 5, 6, I gain a wild dice. That is 2.
2. Okay, but they have to be spent next turn, right?
Yes, you cannot use them this round, yeah. So
Okay, so I'm just going to add you 2, but the fact that you just netted 2, and now you're waiting, I assume.
now I wait.
And then you're going to do that after this activation.
Sure am. But the next one will be only 2 dice.
Right.
Because it's a 2. Or actually, that's not true. I'm going to spend my triple on it and get 6 dice. Because what else am I spending my triple on?
How would it give you 6 dice? Or because
It's the value of the
your
dice.
triple is 6s?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I'm going to try and go for the victory point here because that person's got 2,
And
so...
then I get rid of that as well. Yeah, and then my dude's waiting, so Ben can now.
Right,
activate.
yeah. So I will, get within... I'll move up, be within 2.
And poke me.
I might actually... Hold on, sorry. Do it so that...
It's all good. I don't think in this game we're going to sweat a couple of millimeters of movement,
Yeah, like that. So that... Basically, it's like I kind of want to drive by as we're going. Great. All right, they will do an attack. So this will be 4 ups. I still need to do 2 normals.
Oh, this could win you back the VP for this round too. It's pretty clutch.
It is a crit and a normal, so...
Yeah, that'll do it.
It is actually a crit and 2 normals.
Okay.
Got him.
Thank you. Grab that and that.
Okay, that is them.
Okay.
Earn yourself some wild dice, brother.
Yeah, so I have a sad commiserating we lost this turn roll. But I'm going to spend... So I have the double, which is 2, and the triple, which is 6. So considering I actually... Oh, that's not true. I do have a Furious, but it can only be used by the Wolverine man who is dead. So I don't have anything to spend a triple on anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cash the triple in as a double. So the way that works is you take the value that it is. In this case, it's a 6. It doesn't matter that it's a triple. You just ignore that, and it allows you to spend, because a triple is a very more powerful than a double. Downcasting it is not great, but in this case, it allows me to roll now 6 dice for
pretty
my
good.
wild dice, so which is pretty great. So. And I got 1 off that.
Still good. I think the amount of dice you need to get for that to be good is 1.
Yeah.
It's like when they say in Magic for a land to be busted,
Yeah.
the amount of mana it needs to produce is 2.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
But thinking back, right, this team, I could have been doing this on turn 1.
Yes.
So turn 1 when the game starts, and most of my team is just moving up. The Shaman could have been like, wild dice, wait a turn, wild dice, and then turn 2, when I have still most of my team alive, you can now start upgrading abilities, making sure you seize the initiative, So I think that was a part of the learning curve of playing this team is
Yeah, the respite.
I'm just gonna move both of
ability
these
would be
guys,
Another one you could do
since
with
you're all
the 3
done.
dice.
yes, exactly, yeah. Oh, yes, I guess I could have healed someone. True, there are universal abilities, yes. So looking at my team and being like, oh, the 1 triple I have, I don't have the dude to do that anymore. I could have still used that 6 to heal someone, but none of my team is actually that wounded right now. The most is the Great Axe here could have regained 2 hit points, but that's kind of overkill. I think I'm basically banking on...
I think the dice is better, yeah.
Yeah, I think...
I'm all rounded up.
Cool, I'm all done. So we'll
Great.
get rid of all these...
B3.
tokens.
So Funko had 3 models. I had the 2. So I managed to clutch that victory point. So at this point, Funko can try and tie it up. If I manage to succeed, if I manage to get Funk on this one, then the game's over.
Yeah. Yeah, at best I can tie now.
Yeah.
And then how does they determine tiebreakers? Do they?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
I don't know.
I've got heaps. By the
Rock,
way,
paper,
so-
scissors.
Just quickly, do we want to take a commercial break?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick little commercial break. When we come back, more Warcry, so don't go away. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to AFK here on the Loading Ready Run Network. I'm Ben.
I'm Funko. I didn't know if you were going to...
I was, and then I just got I had like a brain fart. Went.
I'm Australian.
And we are continuing into the second half of our first ever Warcry game.
I don't think it's looking too good.
Funko's in a rough spot, I think. I think
Funk's,
but I mean, you have 3 wild dice.
Yeah.
On this, so who knows?
Well, 4 because I get one.
And you're gonna get one, yeah. So I mean, you can just make a quad if you want.
It's true.
Which is pretty spooky. So who knows? Who knows? I mean, I've got a bunch of injured friendos as well. So the key thing I think for me is trying to keep my injured ones out of harm's way, and just try and shore up and not have. Because I mean, the thing is too is if nobody dies on this round. Me fading around essentially would be like a victory for me as well, but I don't want to do that because that's dumb. So we'll see how it goes. So we're gonna go into round 3 now. I'm gonna back it up so we can do this again. Yeah. And great, let's do some initiative roll off.
Okay. So we're rolling 6 dice.
Yeah. This is so funny because it's like initiative rolls in Kill Team are also tense, right? Because you're like, God, I really want the initiative. Yep. This one is even more tense to me because it's like
it's more fun.
It's more fun because you kind of get to see, but it's like also spooky. I'm like, oh God, please give me like at least a couple doubles or something like that.
All right. So no, we get wild dice later, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I seem to keep rolling the double ones, but
Okay. I got 2 doubles and 2 singles.
Same.
Interesting.
Okay, so I guess we roll for determining the initiative for now.
Yes. Right. Yes.
I got a 5.
I also got a 5.
I don't know what happens here.
We roll again.
Okay.
I also got a 5.
I got a 2.
Okay.
So you get to determine how you want to spend your
Right, so
now
I add-
4 wild
So I
dice.
add a 4. Now, notable.
You have spent 3 of them. The 3 that you made.
Sorry, what?
Well, so you made 3 last turn, but they
Correct.
have to be spent this turn, don't they? Or do they? No, you can bank wild dice.
No, it just says can be used from the start of the next battle round.
Oh,
they're
so you're just
regular.
accumulating wild
They're just
dice.
regular. You can do that
Damn.
every turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then again, there's only this round and next round, so there's no
Exactly.
point in saving them.
True.
And very notable, I can't like turn a double into a quad. I can only turn it into a triple. So, and I can't create a new one out of nowhere, right?
No.
I can't take 2 and make a double. I could turn my singles into doubles.
Yeah. So the key, that's I guess kind of the key thing. So basically, for that wild dice can you can turn a single into a double, so on and so forth. You cannot add multiple wild dice to the same single or ability dice.
Yeah.
So you can turn any of those doubles into triples
Yes.
or the singles into doubles, but that's as far as you can get.
Yeah. And for initiative, you got.
I got you. So you've got
it's the
initiative
same.
right now.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So it would just be if you take it, and then either you equal me and we roll again, or you take.
Yeah.
it.
We'll count the singles again.
So I'm going to turn the 5 into a triple, I think.
Okay.
Do we do this back and forth, or I just do all mine?
You determine all yours. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as I'm actually really digging on it. I will say that like this is probably what I would more so introduce people who want to learn tabletop wargaming.
This is a way better intro game
than
way
Kill Team
better
for
intro
sure,
game,
for sure.
Yeah, Kill Team is way more complex.
Yes.
In the nuts and bolts. Yeah.
Even though it is a good introductory game to wargaming, I would put this one more in there.
Do I want to create a double?
While you're figuring it out,
Yeah.
I was talking to Paul about the creation, because what's interesting about Warband creation as opposed to Kill Team is Kill Team says these are the models that you are allowed to use, and you're allowed to use this many models, and Warcry uses a point system, which is really cool because it really lets you mix and match units and make your own kind of team. It also lets you do things like you can add in other factions, as we were mentioning earlier. You can. What I like about this a lot, and what I kind of want to do, is you can use the fantasy monsters in it. You like the giant spiders or the trolls or whatever. Those are pointed models that you can put in there, which is really,
and they
really
have
neat.
access to monster abilities.
Yes, exactly. The flip side of that, though, is because it's that modular, if you wanted to say, do like a bespoke team like we're using here with the Rotmire, and I'm like, I actually want a bunch of these big guys, I have to buy like 4 boxes of the bespoke kill team to get them. There's no singles market in that, and so that's the upside I think Kill Team has with regards to team creation.
There's a little bit, but it's not good. Like, so basically, there are eBay companies that will cut up a box into models. You can buy just one dude, but you're going to pay a premium for that one guy.
Yeah.
So.
As Compact Disco says, Kill Team is really good because it's relatively cheap to start. I would say that if you're wanting to expand beyond what the bespoke team does at the start, you're probably going to end up spending more money. I would agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the same is true in Kill Team. Like Alex had to buy, and I had to buy a second box to make all my options for my guys. So
that's true. Yeah.
That's a Games Workshop staple. Like a lot of the time,
Yeah.
the box you get may not make everything. So a common thing for competitive players is like, oh, I have to buy multiples. And some teams it's like 4 boxes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So did you end up doing anything different with your...
So I turned one of my singles into a double.
Okay.
So now I'm down to a single. But I'm banking that you will either do the same for yours or take the initiative. I don't know. Never mind. What I'm also doing is putting these 3 in as...
Oh, you're spending them all?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't think there's going to be anyone alive to do it next turn. So I've taken my 4 wild dice. I turned a double into a triple. I turned a single into a double, and I used my remaining 2 wild dice to become 2 singles to bump up my initiative.
So now you have 3 singles.
So I'm trying to protect against Ben seizing the initiative from me. It's the Warcry term.
Yeah, and you've essentially nailed it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn one of my singles into a double, and I'm going to turn one of my my double into a triple. Here,
Interesting. You chose the 1 as opposed to the 6.
So the reasoning for that is because the triple that I want to use is the lethal injection. So if it was normal without the juice, it would be 1 dice.
Cool.
But because he's auto got 6s.
Right. You just need to activate it. Right. That's smart. Okay,
That's my
cool.
thought. So,
That's cool.
so I've only got the 1 single, so you've got the initiative. Would you like to go first, or?
So then at this point, the singles are discarded because they only matter for initiative.
Yes.
Yeah. So we get rid of them. So now I just have the triple, the double, and the other.
That's true. As Getter says, there's also the terrain tax of getting into games like this, too.
True. Although I like the way Warcry does it. So Warcry initially and Kill Team was the same, where each version would be 2 teams and a big load of terrain like we have here. Basically this box.
This terrain is incredible, by the way.
This is really nice stuff, yeah. I mean, all Warcry in general, from the models to the terrain, the team that makes them do a great job.
Yeah.
A lot of people who just collect and don't play the game will buy a lot of Sigmar models just because they're really nice. And they're also generally bigger. That's the other thing, is 40k models are very small.
Yeah.
Nowadays, what they do, though, is it's 2 teams and then a single terrain piece. So I think the current one is like a Sarlacc pit looking thing.
Oh, cool.
So it's a cheaper box, but because they basically figure if you're into the game and you bought a couple of teams, you probably have 1 or more terrain sets at this point.
It's true. That's why I haven't bought like a season 3 for Kill Team yet.
Exactly.
I'm like, we have so much terrain now.
Yeah. So that's nice. So the Kill Team is now doing the same thing, which is if you want the teams, you can get them, and then the terrain is sold in a separate box.
Yeah. Which I gotta say, I've had a number of people actually reach out and be like, "Hey, I'd love to make you a bunch of terrain and stuff like that." And I'm like, at this point, I'm actually solid, I think, on terrain. But if you would prefer to make a fun piece, like single piece, I think that would be sick.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
There's a lot of full sets here, but interesting centerpieces and stuff.
Yeah, would be really need.
Yeah, I had an idea to turn a Space Marine action figure and glue it to a base and then spray it like a bronze color, like it's a giant statue, because they're about 12 inches.
Yeah, that's great.
So compared to the regular troops, it is kind of like a bombastic 40k style Space Marine statue. Yeah.
All right, rock and roll.
Cool. So, right, I guess first activation, I'm kind of worried about your AoE mans.
Yeah, so this guy's got the big.
Yeah.
So I mean, his triple, it is a triple to do that. Roll a dice for each visible. Yeah, so I'd be rolling. Yeah, so in this one, I guess the amount I could instead of lethal injecting, I could also just.
How many wounds does the man have?
The big guy?
Yeah.
18.
Okay.
He's a thick boy. Yeah, we're talking about slashing attack. This is my same one as your guy had. But it's, you roll a dice for each visible enemy within 3 inches of the fighter. And on a 3 or 4, they take 1. And on a 5 or 6, they allocate number of damage points to the fighter being rolled. Yeah.
Right.
Again, that's a really variable.
Allocate points to the fighter being rolled for the equal to the value. Oh, so in this case,
dice.
it's
It's 1.
It's 1.
If you did it, it was
my
1.
yeah. My AOE is pretty.
And like you're going to spend that on the leader more likely because it avoids the ability.
I am probably
value
going to
being
lethal
low.
inject somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually don't think I need to probably fight him. Maybe I'll just fight the leader.
He's a good target, I would say.
And leader has 20 because he has not been wounded yet.
Yeah. He's 4 toughness.
So I'll activate the
big end. Yeah.
proven with great axe. I want to say, yeah, I got it. Okay.
Come on in.
Now I do have some ability options. Doesn't have the icon for any of the team ones, so I'm limited to universal stuff. So I could add an attack characteristic.
You can also just do the ones of your team, right?
Yes, but true. Yes, I could do the standard one, but
The
that's
vow fulfilled, I guess, is the only one there that you can.
yeah, and that's just if you kill them. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just if you kill them, you then get a permanent buff,
Right.
which is not super amazing. I see. Okay, double rush. Okay, oh, I was misreading this. I read this as an offensive ability, but this is the heal. I read remove a number of damage points allocated to the fighter.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, do damage. Yeah, heal him to death. Okay, that's not that. So I don't think there's actually an ability I can really use. I think I just fight. Okay, so I could buff my attacks characteristic. Sure. I'll spend... so I'll activate the Proven with Great Axe. I'll spend a double to give him Onslaught, which adds 1 to the attack characteristic.
I mean, his attack characteristic is already 5, right?
Yes, but I'm going to fight the leader, so I want him super dead.
So they're 4/6 now. Is that it, or just 4/5? Sorry.
so-
So their
So,
things.
so they would be 4 attacks, strength 5.
Oh, sorry. Attacks, not the
Yes,
damage.
so it's, add 1 to the attack characteristic
Okay,
of melee specifically.
That's a lot of hits.
So he's now 4 attacks at strength 5.
Okay.
And also, I'm charging into
You got it.
range to make this happen. So that's the first action. Second action will be a fight, which is now, what did we say? 4 attacks at strength 5?
Yeah. Do I want to
React.
What's
I might want to
your,
react.
And this is the Witherlord that's he's attacking?
This is my Wither Lord, yeah. So they're 20 wounds, 4 toughness. I'm just deciding, so there are the reaction of counter.
So he's going to be hitting on 3+.
Yes. Because I'm strength 5.
God, strength 5, man.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, actually, because like I don't know if it's just a hallmark of these teams or if it's indicative of Warcry on the whole, but it seems like most of the game happens within like a point value difference for most abilities and damage and stuff. Like it's really small numbers we're dealing with here, which makes it easier. I
And you're rolling 4 dice?
Yes, because it's 3 normal and I buffed it with 1 extra attack for a double.
I mean, it's when everything is centered around those 6-sided dice. There isn't a whole
Exactly,
lot of
yeah,
leeway
we were
that
talking
they
about
can
that
move.
earlier.
Yeah.
I'm good. Rock and roll.
Okay. So 3+ on 4 attacks. That's 2 normals and a crit.
All right, so 6, 11.
11 damage total, yes.
Ow!
So he's on 9 remaining. And that is activation because he moved and then fought.
You got it. Okay. So I think what I'll do is I'll activate my leader. And I am going to spend my triple and I'm going to lethal inject this mook in front of me. Not the Great Axe one, this one.
Okay.
The hope here is I'm gunning for victory points, I think, on it. So it'll be 6 dice and 4 toughness, I believe, on that one. So for each 4+ they will take.
Yeah, because he's got the shield, yeah.
Yeah, so this is another one where I need 2 4+ out of these 6 dice, and they will die.
Oh, use pigment powder for that? That's cool.
Whew, well, I got exactly that. It's 2 hits.
Okay.
The rest was 1s and 2s, so.
Yep.
All right, so I inject them there.
That's 10 damage, yeah.
That is 10 damage exactly, yeah.
So I'm going to move these into the previous turn's deads, and this is the new turn dead.
And then I guess if I disengage, I don't think you'll be able to get up on me.
I also can't react because my only dude in engagement has used.
You could react with that one if you wanted to, but right,
No, I can't.
but it wasn't an attack, yeah. So
Yes, no, it was an ability, yeah. Yeah, I looked at that, yeah.
so I will just disengage to here. think you can. I don't think you can quite get to me, but
No, it looks
we'll
a little
try.
far.
Go for it.
Looks a little far. I don't think anyone can get to anything.
Thing is, though, that's the thing. It's like if you kill him, he's 20.
Like I can double move and get in combat, but
Do you have a double?
Can you use that,
Yep.
that one extra inch?
Movement.
Would that do it for you?
Would the 1 extra inch get you within an inch? I think
it's the first skull. I think that does actually get me into.
Yeah, I think
close
you're good,
combat. I think I kind of have to. Like I don't see.
I think
much
that's
else.
your win.
Like I could move the shaman up and try and get within 7.
If you're gonna shoot with the shaman, you would want to do it first.
Exactly
because,
before
yeah.
they get into engagement. That's the only thing I was thinking. So it would actually be like just past there, which I think is too far. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get it within range. It's close, but I'm just out.
You got 7?
So yeah, 7 inches total. He would move 4, right? No, actually he's 3. He's slower.
Oh,
so that's
yeah.
even worse.
So you'd be
he's
there.
like there, which is like way too
Yeah,
far.
now you're out of range.
I could blast the bloater maybe, but it's not probably going to kill him because it's only 2 attacks at 3/6. So
Looks like he is 4.
Ah, there. Okay,
they
hold
buffed
on.
it,
Does the
okay.
4 change it?
does it change it? And so I would
So
go
you'd
to
be-
basically like there. Yeah,
I think.
I think he's just out. Yeah, because it's like this full thing plus an inch, so it's your full thing plus that first skull. Yeah. And then I think he's just out. It's one of those things where like he's out by a
Heartbreaker.
few millimeters.
Yeah.
So if I had probably like shoved him forward a little bit, because it's probably unlikely the range would have happened.
It's tough that you wouldn't
I
have been
should have
able
trucked
to.
him up a little bit,
I
but-
guess because you went for the double dice.
Yeah.
So if you had just gone for
right.
1,
That's where I spawned him in, so I needed to spawn him up
Yeah.
probably just a little closer.
Sure, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, we'll just do it with this guy then. So we
Okay.
reckon if I pay the double to give him rush,
yeah, you can get within the inch there.
and then I'm relying on his probably underwhelming attacks. I think it's a 4 attack at strength 4.
Who's this guy?
This is the
Glory
what are they
Bringer
called?
with
Glory
double.
Seeker with paired. No, sorry. Glory Seeker with paired weapons. Yeah. 4 attacks 4.
4 attacks, 4 up. So you're on 4 ups. 1
It's the
3.
leader, yeah.
I got 9, so you need like triple crit kind of a thing. But
Well,
who knows?
nope. 2 hits.
2
right?
hits. So I'm at a 7.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. Like if your other guy could get in and kill, because like I said, it's based on the wound count on them. So 20. My leader's worth 20.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn.
I think it was a thing of like, I probably in future I would be more aware of like, the team seems to have very specific specialists, right? It's the leader, the Wolverine guy, the shaman, and then the Conan man and the Great Axe are kind of like between trooper and elite, well not elite, but specialists. So I think probably throwing away the leader and the Wolverine on turn 1 was a big error on my part.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move my biggin onto. Oh, that's 4. No, he'll just get up on here.
But it's been a cool match. Both teams have got interesting like flavor and thematic stuff going on.
Yeah. So my bloated one only has the 1 inch, but he's 4 attacks, 4 strength, 2/5
Yep.
with the claws. Is this person also a 4 toughness? Or
Yes. This
Okay.
is the proven with Great Axe. Yeah.
got it. Kind of shit roll. 1 crit. So 5 from them.
Okay. So that's dropping to 8 total.
And that's that guy.
Yeah. I think now this Conan man is going to be way too far to get to the leader because he's 4 movement to there. Even if I added 5.
Can your guy? What's the buff that the shaman does? Just
The
add.
Visions of Glory.
Yeah. Okay.
It just generates wild dice. His other thing is the Curse, which is the one that got improved to a quad. That basically really goofs your toughness for 1 turn.
Oh, okay.
So his other cut spell that he can do is he picks a fighter within 3 inches of himself. Wait, pick a visible enemy fighter within 3. Yeah, of himself. Roll a number of dice equal to the value of this ability. For each 4 to 5, you subtract 1 from that fighter's toughness. For each 6, you also subtract what?
For 4-5, subtract 1 from the fighter's toughness characteristic to a minimum of 1 until the end of the battle round. For each 6, subtract 1 from that fighter's toughness characteristic to a minimum of 1 until the end of the battle round. Could you not just write for each 4 to 6? That's the same thing.
It's two. It's probably like.
Can you bring it up on the thing? I'm actually curious.
No, it's unless I'm reading this wrong. I think that's just really cursor withering at the bottom there.
For each 4 to 5 until the end of the battle round, subtract 1 from their toughness. For each roll of 6 until the end of the battle. Oh, that's why.
One's battle, one's battle.
One's battle,
Oh,
one's
I see.
yeah.
So if it crits, it's for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's still like that's fine. But like at this point, I don't think it's going to do much.
No. I think you're. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you bring it around.
I think it's pretty much. I mean, especially with this mission, which is just kill more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the GG?
I think that's I think we can wrap it there. Yeah.
GG, buddy.
I think the way to look at this and the way I approach like any game is like
Yeah.
if you lose, it's not the end of the world if you learn something from it. So, we learned about the mechanics, we learned about try to remember the universal rules maybe because I could have spent some maybe that first turn to heal or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the things that I saw were the leader rushing in so that
Just
all
stand in front of 4 dudes could like pound on him.
Yeah.
I really underestimated that it's different, and this is coming from Kill Team, like you move a guy into combat, you're still going to fight back, right? Like it's very unusual for this to be like people just stab you over and over again and there's no like counters.
There's no recourse.
You can react, you can do certain things, but once you've double moved, your options are kind of gone.
Yeah, the fact that for all of them I didn't have to move, so it was 8
Double
attacks.
fights, yeah.
8 attacks onto one guy.
That was a very, very
is
silly
rough,
mistake.
Yeah.
But I like the game. Like I like the abilities.
Yeah,
I
have to say I mean, it might just because it's new, right?
Yeah,
but like, I'm a lot more interested in the nuances of this, right? Because it's just like, it feels like you can kind of just pick it up and play quite a bit easier. As we said, like, I mean, if you were trying to get somebody into tabletop wargaming, this feels like the one that is a little bit easier in terms of like, A, it's obviously a little bit more melee focused and stuff, but B, for the teams that are ranged, line of sight in Kill Team is such a massive roadblock, I think, for people. Still, to me, in some ways, like even if you both know the rules, there is still some like, maybe, sure, I'll give this one to you, but remember that I gave this one to you, and this is just like, can you see the person? Sick. Are they besides something that's in the between you? They get one more toughness.
Yeah.
Right, and so. I like that. I love the ability system.
Yeah, I do too.
I love the the Yahtzee doubles and quads and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's fun. And it makes for some interesting choices as to what you spend them on.
Yeah, yeah.
The wild dice involved as well. It's interesting, like, I think the base game, I like how straightforward it is, but there is still a lot of depth there. I think the thing for me would be, it's a lot going to be about like teams and matchups and abilities, and like there's a lot in there.
So that was one of the things that I was worried about in this matchup, right? Is so like on 6s, which is what I get when I harvest you, my blow darts reduce your toughness by 1 for the turn, right? And then I saw that your ability, you have the thing to add 1 to your toughness, right? So,
but I need to kill people to do that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So trade off. I mean, I think if your leader had gone here. And so I would have had to move and stuff to do it.
Yeah.
I think that one move would have changed the trajectory of it because it's
that's just like I think that was like the second thing I did, and maybe the first fight we'd actually done.
Yeah.
So it was literally just like I arrived and like I don't know. I guess I just didn't pay attention when I was reading the core rules as to what the combat system was like, but. Yeah, just putting someone there to just take 8 hits is just
coming from Kill
stupid.
Team is one. You're like, well, I want to get this guy stuck in, right? Because I can hit back, and my profile is much better than any of these like mooks that are hanging out, right? But then the flip side also is you shouldn't actually be as afraid to get one of your dudes stuck into melee because the profiles are so weird in this.
It's very
the
odd.
normal, like for a standard one, it's all 1s and 2s on normals. For models that have like 15 to 20 wounds. It's a little bit easier to kind of
Actually, did you ever check out that 40k card game that exists right now? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yeah.
It's the same thing where the hero characters have like 30 health, and most of the damage is like 1 and 2, and I'm like, that's a choice.
Yeah, well, it's because like you're hitting and it's always hitting back kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I really like this, and I'd be interested in taking another peek.
One thing
at
I
what
will say
does.
for this that I think is very cool, because it's the fantasy setting, ties into Age of Sigmar, you can go on the GW website and they have available compendiums for pretty much every Age of Sigmar model to give them points, stats, what abilities they can use for each faction. So you can take, if you'd like the bespoke teams, if you like the look of Ben's Rot Boys or the Savages or whatever, you can get those. But you can also take existing Age of Sigmar models, like I have a bunch of Iron Jaws, and make a team from that.
I would like to make a Skaven crew.
Kill Team also shares that, right?
It does, but it's a little more limited. Yeah. So it's more like for Kill Team that like each faction has a team in the compendium. So that's why Ian's running the Tau.
Yeah.
Jacob's running the Greenskins.
Right.
Whereas in this, each faction has like every model in that faction. So for the Goblins and Orcs I collect, there's profiles for Goblins with a net, Goblins with a bow, Goblins with a spear, Goblins with a shield. Yeah. And each one of them have a stat data card.
Right.
And so you can really just run kind of whatever you want, it seems.
I think as we said, this game is way more modular with the team that you can create.
Yeah.
The only inhibiting factor is that it's difficult to without spending a chunk of change to get those kinds of things. And I mean that's tabletop wargaming in a nutshell as well. But it is like one of those things that it's interesting. I'm more interested in trading my models than I am my Magic cards. Like I would like to trade in my models to other people.
Quite a common thing,
things.
at least historically in wargaming, was people would build an army, get bored of that army, sell that army, and then use that to fund the next army. Mm-hmm. That's pretty staple. Yeah. So
Warcry has one of the best unit names ever. I don't know what it is, but it's a Gobapalooza.
Gobapalooza.
I mean, that's pretty high up there. Apparently, one of the things that this team really wants is to add a sloppity bile piper.
Oh, yeah.
You want to add a sloppity bile piper to your crew.
That's up there in Warhammer names for sure.
But yeah, this was great. I'm very, very interested. Thank you for learning this with me,
Funk. It was great. I love learning new tabletop games. This is fun.
I think what I want to do now is go get my ass beat by a couple of my friends on Tabletop Sim.
Yeah.
Who were hanging out in chat. So thank you again, everybody, so much for tuning on in. A reminder that this stream and everything we do is brought to you by you over at our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. You're the reason we're able to do all this, so thank you so much. We really appreciate it. You can also check out our store at store.loadingreadyrun.com, where we got all kinds of great merchandise that you can buy with the dollar you dues in your bank account. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. It really means a lot, especially with the tabletop wargaming stuff. Obviously, it is a niche sort of a thing that, it's tough to just sit down and watch sometimes. So if you are tuning on into all these and commenting, it really means the world, and I'd love to do more of it. Other than that, I think that wraps it all up. I have been Ben.
I've been Funko.
There we go. and of course, we have Paul on tech.
Hello.
And we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.